What's up, guys? Welcome, 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 welcome. If you're just coming in, say what's up, say hello. Where's my chat at? Where's my chat at? Turn this down a little bit. It's loud. Pop out chat. Boom, boom. It's MPL ID, baby. Lou Franco, how's it going? How's it going? Why is the chat not working? Whatever. It's cool. It's whatever. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Rested up, ready to go. Hopefully we get some good games. Daniel, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's shrink this. You know, even with 2 monitors, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's enough. Attendance check, boys. How many games? Just one big series today. I have to be at work at 11, so we just gotta hope it finishes by then. We'll see. We'll see. The sooner it starts, the better. Right now it is 6:43 a.m. CeeLo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's coffee time. Randy, how's it going, man? Will it be a rematch? I don't know, man. EVOS might get the dub. I think either team could come into this and get the dub, honestly. Either team could pull it off. I believe that. I think it's going to be a good series. Which team do I like more? I think I like GEEK Fam more. Like, which team am I a fan of more? I think I'm just a fan of GEEK Fam more because I've seen them more. I've watched more of their stuff in international. My day's good, CeeLo. You guys come in every time. Guys, when there's you will know if I get invited to MSC, if or when, and it is, you'll know when there's an official announcement. I won't just be telling you guys on stream. No casters at all have been announced. I don't even know if anyone's been reached out to yet. I have not listened to the Wagwan Delilah. Is it a play on Hey There, Delilah? I mean, I feel like I've been going pretty hard on content this year so far. Like, I've been putting up as much possible content, so I feel like I feel like I could get invited. Like out of the NA casters, I think I've been putting out the most content and everything and just all that. So we'll see. BTK canceled their flight? Where'd you hear that? Where's my phone? Where's my phone at, Holmes? Whoa, 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 whoa. Bro, this cord is so... you know what I need? I need like a... something to put it. Because this cord's so long, I'm always worried it's... because it gets run over by my chair wheels sometimes, it's going to get destroyed. Give me one moment, guys. I got to grab my phone. There goes my chair. I hate this. I need a new chair, guys. I really need a new chair. I need a new chair, boys. J. Cole, a famous pro player in another region. Lol. No. He's not a famous pro player in another region. Wireless headphones better? No. These, I mean, I could get a pair of wireless just for streaming, but I bought these for casting because I do most of my casting from home. And this is like pro grade. This is a pro grade headset right here. Like, so this isn't just like a Bluetooth or USB. This plugs into a I forget what you call this. What is this? An XLR? This is an XLR mic. No, this is the mic I use for casting. Like this is this is about as good as you get for a headset with a mic. Like this is what you use over in like this is what you'll use. This is what we use in international events and stuff. If they have the if they don't try to cut corners. Called a BPH S1 sock ski. This is the S1. I think there's an S2 or an S3 out now. This runs about like $200 or something. Anywhere from like 150 to 250. Who bought my ticket to... Moonton buys your ticket. The only reason why I switched to this, so like I used to use, this is a cheaper mic. This is a much cheaper mic. This was my very first microphone, and I used this for a long time, and I put the right plugins on it with what I needed. Like honestly, for streaming and even for casting, you don't need a crazy mic. You're not recording vocals. You're not, you know, like you put some decent plugins on it, and you'd be surprised. Get a nice Bluetooth, get a nice USB. The main reasons I got I wanted a nice headset. All right, so first of all, I wanted a headset, but all headset mics are normally shitty. At least the microphones. Like you can get great headsets for audio for listening, but most mics on them are really bad. But I wanted to be able to move. The big problem with a stationary microphone while casting is you kind of have to contain yourself. And if you're getting excited and I'm doing play-by-play and I want to stand up and be like, BTK, I can't do that with this. or else my volume would be all over the place. You know, I'm going like this, I'm going like this, I'm going like this, I'm going like this. I can't do that, you know? So I, like, a while ago, I wanted to be able to buy this. So now I can, like, stand, like, most of the time when I'm casting for NACT from home, I'm standing up, right? Like, I'm standing. I put my monitor at a slant and I stand up. When is BTK leaving? Ask G. Use my info on everything. Are they? I don't know. Got what, 13 more minutes? What about a clip-on? You mean like a lapel? So we actually used lapels for NACT for the grand finals, this last grand finals. We used lapels like a clip-on mic and then a headpiece with all Bluetooth, like wire, which I would have rather. They're good. Like they're not bad mics. You can get nice lapels, but they are not the greatest for, I think, esports broadcasting. They're not the greatest for esports broadcasting, just because the amount of movement you have to do and everything. Even Rode, yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. And a lot of stuff you can fix in post. You know, you can. I mean, not in post, but you can like fix through your mixer and everything, and like cut out all the lows and this and that, and make sure there's a lot of less sound. But I still believe that for esports broadcasting, just the amount of excitement that kind of is paired with it, your best bet is always a good headset. Tempest, thank you. They're in Philly. Philadelphia. Score prediction? I don't know, man. What is your opinion, Twitter allowing adult videos? I don't think it really matters. You can just, like, put your sensitivity. You can make your settings different, right? Unfollow people. I don't mind it, but hey, you know, whatever. Bro, I'm not giving I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to win. I'm not giving a prediction. We're just vibing. If you guys haven't already, if you guys could all hit the like button, that'd be awesome. It means the world to me. Maybe even hit a little share button or something. I don't know. Whatevs. You know, I gotta say, I just saw like a video for Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift is, you know, like when it first came out, I don't think it was liked by a lot of people. I think a lot of people were like, yo, this is not what happened to Fast and Furious. It's all different actors and blah, 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 blah. Like, it was good for what it was, but it wasn't like what it was, you know? And now I think it's probably one of the best ones. Yeah, it definitely grew. Like, I feel like Tokyo Drift aged very well. That's my best way to put it. It aged very well. My boy Han carried, though. The soundtrack also carried. That's what just reminded me of it. The dun, dun, dun. Where is it? We'll play it just for a second. If you let me Tokyo, I'm at Tokyo. If you want me, what a banger. What a banger. I'm going to listen to that on my way to work today. The delay so long we out here discussing Tokyo Drift. Bro, 2010 ringtone was lit. You guys remember? Anyone that was around this long? Back in like the Razr phone days and stuff like that. You guys remember when you could set your ringback tone? Like you could set the... So when someone called you, instead of it ringing, instead of them hearing a ring, it would play a song? Whatever happened to that? Like, when you called me, you would hear a song. That was lit. That was so lit. Why'd they stop that? Probably money. Still available? You can still do that? Ringback tone? Bootcamp, I know they don't have that much. I was thinking about that whenever I like the whole BTK bootcamp thing. They don't have that much time. I mean, anything will do, right? Like 2 weeks of just grinding for 14 days straight will help, and it'll get the team playing in person and everything. So it'll be it'll be good for them. For 6K USD, what was 6K USD? They got ripped off for the boot camp?
Live from Jakarta International Velodrome, MPL season 30.
Maybe it's a really nice place they're going to. I mean, let's be real, man. Let's be real. If I own some place, if I owned a boot camp
for gaming and esports,
and you guys wanted to come use us last minute before MSC with like a 2-week notice, Cloud9's messaging me like, hello, we are Cloud9, one of the most well-respected esports organizations around the globe, and we would like to rent your house for a boot camp. I'm saying 6K too. They probably didn't even haggle. Cloud9 was just like, yeah, okay. Send us the receipt. CeeLo, are you going to go find Cold World? That's what I'm saying. It's probably like a nice Airbnb. I'm sure C9 didn't get him some unair conditioned. Yeah, who even said it's 6K though? Where are we hearing that?
Namun kali ini, GEEK Fam yang baru menaklukkan sang pemuncak klasemen di regular season, Bigatron Alpha sudah siap untuk kembali menunjukkan performa terbaiknya dan menjadi penakluk tim-tim besar. Bermodalkan kemenangan tersebut, GEEK Fam yang
It's definitely more.
siap menaklukkan siapapun dan memastikan bahwa semua tim akan pulang dengan tertunduk. Melihat performa mereka yang berambisi jadi nomor 1. Dua tim sudah merasakan kekuatan GEEK Fam. Mulai dari RRQ Hosty hingga Bigatron Alpha telah mereka pulangkan. Kini hanya tersisa EVOS
Bro, how am I spreading an unverified rumor? I'm literally just reading chat and talking to my chat. I can't read chat now? If I was spreading a rumor, I'd be like, hey, yo, they spent 6... Nephew, what's up? Bro, they have had audio issues the whole playoffs.
Sudah berkumpul untuk sama-sama akan melihat nobar bagaimana hasil dari final lower bracket hari ini. Dan
No problem, Neffy.
Di belakang Monica lagi pada ngapain sih ngumpul-ngumpul? Ini teman-teman super fans lagi main games dan tentunya akan ada hadiah yang seru sekali. Hadiahnya apa? Monica bocor.
Who do I think will win? I don't know. Zo Jung. Zo, what's up, man?
Agar bisa masuk nonton langsung nih ke dalam
Monica's cute.
untuk melihat bagaimana pertandingan hari ini. Tapi tenang saja, kalau misalnya Superfans belum bisa mendapatkan tiket, tenang saja tetap datang ke Velodrome Jakarta karena MPL Festival begitu seru, bisa nobar bareng. Di sini sudah ada Superfans, sudah ada EVOS Fans, ada GEEK Community untuk sama-sama mendukung tim yang akan bertanding hari ini. Tentunya hari ini kita akan melihat bagaimana final lower bracket match, yang mana kalau kemarin kita sudah melihat ya ada Fnatic Onyx yang berhasil mendapatkan posisi di Grand Final.
Why is Monica not placed at the same level as she? She's newer, right? But she's a bit more new, isn't she?
Akankah sang macan putih EVOS Glory ataukah kita akan melihat rematch season 12 Grand Final kemarin yaitu bersama dengan GEEK Fam. Ini bakalan
She hasn't been around as long, has she?
Ini tidak lepas dari MPL Indonesia powered by Munton dan tentunya government partner PBSI dan juga presented by official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy official.
Bro, everyone keeps coming in here. Are you casting in Riyadh? Are you casting guys? When there's an official announcement, you'll know.
Gold partner by UBS Gold dan tentunya ada partner in Esports kita ada Campina, Oraimo,
Did I hear what Mirko said? What did Mirko say?
Tentunya ada suppliers kita. Thank you untuk Indomaret.
About the NA Wild Slot? Yeah.
Super Smart TV Plus dan juga Saturdays dan tentunya venue partner kita ada Jack Pro. Wah, di sini
He agrees.
udah gak sabar. Ini pada nyariin menang supaya bisa langsung masuk, bisa lihat langsung.
So when Mirko first responded, Mirko was like, after last year, which I also said, after last year, us getting grouped, that's tough. But after M3 and M4, very possible. And again, man, like I'm not saying that we need a second slot. I'm saying there's the fact that it's either skill or views isn't why we're not getting a second slot.
Final lower bracket di MPL Indonesia season 13. EVOS Glory dan juga GEEK Fam satu langkah lagi mereka akan bisa mendapatkan slot Grand Final dan juga satu slot untuk babak MSC 2024.
GEEK win 3-1 maybe.
Di match kali ini, namun semua super fans pun mata mereka, jiwa mereka sudah siap untuk menyaksikan pertarungan epic untuk malam ini. Kita akan mencoba untuk melihat dari
I don't know where Ken is.
inilah dia hal yang akan kita
Our boys running late.
dari dua tim yang sudah berjuang di babak playoff. Dan melihat dari performa keduanya
Only one match today. That's why it started so late, bro. Bro, I saw the stream went up at like 2. I opened it up. It said 249 minutes. I was like, yo, what the frick? What the hell?
Tidak lolos playoff membuat banyak sekali mata, banyak sekali superfans meragukan atas kemampuan EVOS Glory merombak semua pemain. mereka kembali untuk naik dan masuk sampai ke babak playoff. Dari
Like, why even start it so early?
bisa saja mengamankan babak grand final. Akankah mereka kembali?
Cameron, what's up, man?
Semuanya bertanya-tanya karena kali ini EVOS Glory menyandang gelar People's Champion dengan semua
Alright, who you guys got?
yang terus
I need to drink more coffee.
mengaungkan nama EVOS Glory akan seperti apa?
Do I think Onyx is unbeatable? No.
Hari ini dari EVOS Glory
They lose all the time.
macan, mereka siap untuk mengaung. Tapi dari Geek Fam pun mereka siap.
No team is unbeatable.
Saat habis dari EVOS Glory, keduanya menunjukkan performa yang luar biasa.
This is the English.
Playoff mode.
This is the English stream. But in the English stream, during the waiting time, they put up the interviews. Like, they put up the Bahaja stuff. Bro, they've been having mic issues all of playoffs. It's been such a problem.
Welcome back to MPL ID Season 13.
It looks much nicer. It looks much nicer at night. Is that Sakira? Sakira's in my chat?
Against the heroes of the people.
Damn, that's crazy.
Against EVOS Esports. Of course, I am joined with two.
I didn't even know you were still live.
And Miracle with me. How are you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling great, man. I mean, again, for this
Rap next.
level
I don't know.
play to be seen in the lower bracket finals, we would expect this kind of match to be played in the upper bracket finals, right? But we have Fnatic Onyx here in Indonesia, so it's
Let's see.
unfortunate for these teams, but
EVOS.
it's gonna be epic.
It is going to be epic, but what is more epic, of course, are our sponsors. Thank you so much for helping us support this event, because MPL ID Season 13 Playoffs is powered by Moonton, also helped by our government partner PBSE, presented by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy.
Why no Discordy watch party boss? I don't know, man. I'd rather talk to you guys.
Also, we want to thank you, our partner in esports. We have Campina, Dunia Games, GamesMax, Araimo.
I can't really be myself when I'm in a Discord call. It's one of the reasons why I don't do them as much. And then, like, they're talking to their chat, and I'm talking to my chat. Then we're trying to talk to each other. I don't want to, like, get super loud and crazy because I feel rude if I'm yelling over the other person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Feels like it's kind of lonely. The fans are together.
Yeah.
They are coming in abundance. We also need someone to accompany us. And I think we do have someone, the winner of the best talent of MPL ID Philippines English Season 13. It is, of course, Ren Mar.
Hey, what's up?
whoa!
What's up?
I'm finally sharing a desk with Miracle again, sharing a desk with Gotti again, and you'll realize I'm excited to be sharing
The
a desk
first
with you.
time we'll be
Let's
sharing
go.
this today. How are you feeling?
Mr. Renmar.
To the lower bracket finals today.
I am incredibly honored, nervous, and going slightly deaf. Everyone's saying that MPL Indonesia is loud. It's an understatement. I can barely hear myself. I'm excited.
It's true.
Wow. It's insane, especially the first match today. Geek Fam against EVOS, of course.
Reptar.
They're playing pretty insane in the upper bracket, but they're falling down. Now, Miracle, talk to me about what was the miracle behind Geek Fam's amazing run, even if they were knocked down by Fnatic Onyx.
I think the miracle is the fact that they were able
He's from
to
MPLPH,
stay
yes.
off of Fnatic Onyx, right? I mean, after seeing the EVOS Glory matchup with Fnatic Onyx yesterday, it seems like they're back to their Season 11 form, their godly form, and yet
I think I'm cheering for Geek. For Ken's sake, I kind of want to vote for EVOS. Just for Ken's sake. Oh my God! Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil.
For EVOS Glory as well, this miracle run has been phenomenal for them, right? This hero main character run that they have currently in MPL Indonesia Season 13, starting from -4. 4 losses.
Wow.
But yet coming this far.
That is coming in the depths of hell, I'd say. And now they are able to come into the playoffs. Gotti, what do you think about EVOS's resilience?
You know what? If we're talking about EVOS, we gotta think their run as well. -4, you mentioned it.
Yep.
That's like below rock bottom.
Below.
They switched it up mid-season. Suddenly miracles happen. Started to unite.
It's been a pretty good playoffs for ID, I feel like.
Ticket to Riyadh.
Had some nice 3-2s, some alright 3-1s, couple sweeps.
Now, of course, Redmar, from a bystander's perspective of view, this is one of the matches where you would not expect to be a lower bracket final. We're talking about Bigatron and other big teams that are eliminated, especially Mirko. Is kind of sad that Bigatron is gone. But what do you expect coming into the lower bracket finals today from EVOS and GEEK?
You know what? I feel like, considering that I am a guest, it's one of the rare times I can be blunt here. I wouldn't be surprised if we might get a sweep here, lads. I'm not going to say yet for which team.
I got it, boys.
Right now, I just want to say, for GEEK Fam is a team that I feel like for Indonesians, their story of being, how do I say this, international representatives is just starting. International run in M5. Now they have a chance to represent Indonesia.
Yellow is Fluffy versus Fluffy.
Well, EVOS, they are historic when it comes to representing MPL Indonesia and Indonesia in the big international events of Munton. So, if you're going to ask me, again,
MLBA, what's up, man?
what do you mean sweep for who? I just want to tease you guys. I'm not going to say it yet.
Do I have admins? I don't know if any mods are in my chat right now. Most of my mods are asleep. Sekiro was here.
M5 World Championship and the historical run that EVOS Glory back then, EVOS Legends have had in MPL Indonesia, right? Because seriously, I would say it's so different. For GEEK Fam, it's still the lineup that we saw from M5. But then you take a look at the other side and what's this lineup? This is a new lineup, a completely different one. They had to shake up their rosters so many times in the regular season, from the initial Glory lineup to then the Holy lineup that also ended up failing. And then
I asked Michael to unban you. No, I cannot, CeeLo. I'm sorry.
Promising XP laners here from GEEK Fam. I think Luke has improved so much as a player. Used to be, I think the main criticism point for this player is, yes, he makes plays happen. He's a very flashy guy. He can carry the team, but he can also lose the game for the team. He's very volatile. And on the other side, Fluffy has always just been known to be reliable. Even this season, he acts as a pillar for EVOS Glory.
And of course, these two XP laners are amazing in their own regard. We have seen them being the focal point of attack in their own, premises and in their own...
Now he keeps spanning caps.
What do you feel is the difference between, Luke and Fluffy?
The difference between Luke and Fluffy, that's a very tough question, because I believe they're both tenacious, they're both very reliable in a sense, and it's just a matter of timing.
We got Fluffy, Annabelle.
I totally agree with what Gani mentioned.
So fast.
There's a reason why
Who's going to be Kumar for tonight?
Almost always been EXP laners since season 10 now. Well, even before that. So as we look earlier from the lineup of EVOS, when we look at GEEK Fam, when we compare Luke and Fluffy, their ability to dictate team fights and
Neffy. People have been saying that for 20 patches, bro. Utility jungle no more. 1 month later, utility jungle no more, guys. You heard about the new update? All right, now, but seriously, next time, utility jungle no more, man. You hear about the new update? Sasamet back, bro. Indonesia picked Ling.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome GEEK Fam. And on the other side, EVOS Glory.
Lower bracket is hell for some people. And GEEK Fam are the reciters. For EVOS, they are the people's champion. The extension of the people's will to take down the devils. They have a big burden to vanquish that evil and the villains of the lower bracket. Who will hold hands with the Sky Kings up above towards MSC?
The BBs standing in the way of the heroic run of this miraculous run.
Please don't spam, guys.
It does feel like that's the story, right? But this entire season, GEEK Fam have been on a villain arc themselves. After every
GEEK Fam on the villain arc, bro. Why can't it be the protagonist arc?
Mistakes. It's only poetic that we get to see this matchup in the lower bracket finals. It's an elimination bout. We thought that you couldn't go lower than hell, but GEEK Fam are trying to take EVOS there.
Now that you mentioned,
I'm not even tired, but I keep yawning.
through Scott GEEK Fam, the way that they were able to knock out Rebellion out of playoffs, and then they are now here. But we have a video to watch. Here we go.
EVOS jadi bang pintar membuat sejarah.
Oke.
Ya, hari ini memang ada kemungkinan EVOS membuat sejarah.
Today there's a chance EVOS Legends again making history. Fail to enter playoffs.
Sejarah kembali untuk EVOS Legends tertampar.
EVOS Legends is slapped in the face.
Dari 3 match
In 3 matches, this is the worst.
ternyata
In the end, they should face 4 losses. Fluffy copied the haircut of Cold World.
Kata-kata Baloy bilang game ini tentang mental game gitu ya emang tentang mental siapa yang lebih kuat pasti bakal menang gamenya, bukan soal mekanik makro lagi.
Ini game 5 guys, mental game ini udah fix.
Who deserves to win here? I don't know, man.
100% kita
I think either team could win this. I don't think there's really a favorite for me, at least here. The way both teams have played in the playoffs, taking some wins, taking some losses, I think either team could win.
Mental emang penting banget. Cuman menurut gua kalau gameplaynya kurang juga sama juga bisa kalah. Menurut gua harus dua-duanya on point.
Ya kita target juara sih season ini. Soalnya mereka kan season lalu udah M5 ya. Ya terus mereka mau targetin juara, mereka ingin lebih.
They want more and they want to be champions.
Cuma MSC doang gitu.
Ya kita pasti mau buat kayak sama ya kayak season lalu, soalnya kan kita cuma beda jungler kan, terus kita kayak bisa bangun lagi kayak pas masih sama yang sebelumnya kan. Gua sebenarnya dari sebelum playoff kita udah prepare banyak banget sih. Kita emang target.
Ever heard about the leaking results of a scrim Echo versus RSG? No.
Ya kalau menurut gua dua-duanya pantas lah, karena ya dari season
EVOS won the first world championship, yes.
yang temenin gua gitu. Dan season 13 ini antara mereka berdua juga kan, tahu juga mereka kayak
Yeah, but also like Onyx was playing pretty rough against GEEK. Like Onyx has just been a little off.
It's all about the mentality, and that was something that the general himself, Baloyski, highlighted. Now, of course, Reptar, I want to ask you a question. What is so important about the mentality of GEEK fan? Because it feels like in regular season and in playoffs...
The logo of EVOS is a tiger? No, it's an elephant. It's an elephant. It's a blue elephant with fur.
For GEEK fam, for Baloyski specifically, I want to give him a new nickname, Big Evil. I know there's Big Brain Baloy, but he's Big Evil right now.
You don't think tigers roar?
You mentioned mentality, they mentioned mentality. I got a chance to talk with Marky and the coaching staff.
Layla abuser? I have no clue. Maybe he slept in.
Talk about themselves. They even repeated it. Mentality. And other teams have mentioned it before. When you're shaky in a season, when you're losing, when you're not getting the results that you want, mentality. Telling yourself that you will win and I will beat my opponent, that's what's gonna get you through that.
Oh no.
Mentality is important, but of course the way they...
Average game time? Is this off the full season or just off of
highest average of game time in the regular season? What does this implicate?
regular season?
Implicate.
Honestly, looking at the crazy patch, I mean, it's a very small patch, but the hotfix definitely changed a lot of things. And I think now we're seeing a lot of teams able to find...
I feel like that's a good... So, one of the reasons why I wasn't always crazy about ideas because some of their games moved a bit faster, and I feel like this is the first time their season has had a lot of 3-game series. Their season has had a lot of long games. Their season...
One of the streams I right? I was saying EVOS versus GEEK.
Like, I just feel like there's this season overall, I haven't been able to tune into all of it, but from just seeing it from a distance and seeing how games come out and stuff like that, it seems like overall it's been a very good and entertaining season.
Control the death ball. Bigatron Alpha, RRQ, and for EVOS, it's they beat the early game team. It's Liquid Aura.
Yeah, what I really like about that is
I think the reason why EVOS would be the people's... EVOS has a really big following, man.
Indonesian teams have really improved how they manage the map.
They're the only Indonesian team that has won Worlds. They've been around forever.
And I don't mean that as an offense, but then they improved how they
All of their players are Indonesian. So yeah, they could definitely be called the people's team.
There's a lot of fighting, but it's so that it can lead to advantage.
That would be why.
And I would say, speaking of the advantage, you know, this is something EVOS Glory have had throughout the playoffs. You can see it on the camera earlier, on your screen. The fans, I think, have been one of the big factors as to why they were able to hold their ground, weather the storm in the early game.
100%, that's a tiger.
Every single victory, Reptar, every little win, they can get a lethal wanderer and the crowd will go wild.
They could get a lethal wander and the crowd will go wild. Let me turn up the casters a little bit.
There's no tomorrow, and they've been doing this for 4 days in a row. Yeah. They can do it for 5 if they make it out of
Cardi, Chicken, or Mielo?
against the Geeks.
Wow, wow, wow. The fans.
Well, I think Cardi's definitely in third place.
Towards the drafting phase,
Cardi's not even in my... I love you, Cardi, but in terms of competitive play in North America, Cardi's not even like in my top 5 right now.
A lot of cryo picks that they want to play. What do they trade in this drafting phase?
Louis for Geek, bro. They're already giving up a Louis.
Beforehand, Geek Fam would be a team that would love to prioritize the global presence. So of course you're going to pick up the Lo Yi. But we know Lo Yi is one of the most disruptive mages in team fighting. Her shielding to herself, those little...
Ken is stressed out, boys. Ken is stressed out.
With that vacuum, with the rotation and the dispersion, it will throw
Party
off
is
a
an
team
org.
like EVOS when they love to team fight, when they have heroes that love to dive. The Roger gets picked up here, and now I'm thinking, are they going to rush the Yuzong this early on for Fluffy? A pick that can dominate in lane, a pick that you will need to make sure you get early control against Luke in the EXP lane.
You need to get that early control, and I
like the
for
Roger
most
pick.
part, every EVOS opponent in the playoffs have been able to just target Fluffy down on that expert particularly. He was able to find so much success in the regular season, and that's why he was a pillar in this team. The team could be losing, but Fluffy will be winning. He'll be able to consistently stay on.
My heart is pounding, bro.
And then allocating those advantages from his lane.
Yeah, I'm surprised they gave up the Louis.
Damage through CC, even on Terizla we see that, but now it's kind of a mix. You have disengage, you have that pick off, and a little bit of pure CC.
Move my screen a little bit.
Also early
I can sit like this. Oh, that's nice.
Denies it away from the hands of Beloyski or Luke, but take a look at the response here. Masha, we expected a Masha second phase, and you know what, Geek Fam? Let's pick it up quickly with the help of the Frederick and no Novaria to close it out.
What are EVOS trying to trade here? Because Masha is a very strong...
Who are you close with? LaFell, Gideon, Mirko? I would say I am closest with Gideon and out of those 3, I'm closer to Gideon and Mirko. Like, I'm close with LaFell, but most of the time, like when I go to events,
So the idea for EVOS right now,
I hang out with Gideon and Mirko more. I hung out with Gideon and so Gideon's girl Amy. I hung out with him and Amy a bit last in Philippines. Hung out in their room for
in MPL Philippines, we call Ruby as
sometimes
one of the tempo breakers for team fights. A quick don't run wolf ping, a quick use of the ultimate, if not for engaging, for disrupting opposing team fights, is really great up against Geek Fam. But I don't like how EVOS gave up that Masha. I feel like that might be coming back to haunt them later in this game.
I also hate the fact that they picked Novaria into that Masha, right?
Yeah.
The Roger's already a problem because you won't usually go for with the nature on the Roger. The duration is cut short on that, and especially now with Novaria. So 2 good targets that the Masha could just look for, especially with that diversion. Giving him
no, I
so
didn't hang out with their
more
girls. I hung out
angles
with Gideon and his
to
girl.
find these insane assassination attempts.
Yeah, that Lo Yi and Masha, you're going to be sending a
Billy.
nuke. That's a one-man nuke later on.
Billy,
And if
bro.
That's a nuke Luke.
They banned out the Kanja from EVOS. I'm wondering, how do they deal with this Masha and its, you know, proficiency to just roam around the map.
Y'all are
get
dumb,
those
bro.
one-shot kills, especially when you have a Novaria in the backline. Sure, it does have that mobility, but the Masha will just ram down this Novaria. How do they deal with this Masha.
Okay, they're gonna need another frontliner with a great sense of control. The Ruby can't be the only frontline here, and then they're gonna have to do that.
Ruby might be EXP.
That's a frontliner right there. That might not be.
Watch the solid pick so they can still flex EXP if they want to. They can still flex Roam if they want to.
Using the Don't Run Wolf King and the I'm Offended as well, just to throw the Masha off her game.
I think now there are two ways to really take it for EVO's glory. They can double down on that front-to-back composition that they have with the Novaria.
How's GEEK pignated?
They already have pretty good peel, good catch on the box as well, good clear speed. But if they want to
Good night,
double
CeeLo.
down, then go for even more defense. Like a
Quad pick,
Terizla.
solid.
Use the penalty zone defensively, stop a lot of the momentum that GEEK can utilize in these team fights. But another way is fight fire with fire. Go use go and dive the back line before they can dive yours.
GEEK fam, I feel like they're enjoying this drafting phase. They have strong heroes, especially favoring their own.
The Bigatron way.
But they
I don't
have
know.
picked up the Esmeralda. What is EVOS trying to achieve with this Esmeralda?
I'm really not crazy with all these Esmeralda picks.
It seems like a partly is just gonna get exploded. There's a lot of shields that you can steal, but it's not the control that I'm looking for right now.
Yeah. I would have liked something like a Lapu better. Something like a Yuzong. Something.
GEEK fam should be very happy right now.
I have to agree with that. You know, GEEK fam, I think, are very, very happy with their composition right now. And, you know, fun fact, we were talking about the two XP laners early on in the pre-match, but in the banning phase, it was both the roamers who got most of the attention. Beloyski got
Tough. I think I like GEEK's draft a little bit more here.
And Mr. Dreams, Tigreal, Minotaur, the Angela, 3 bans to Dreams.
Who will hold
They could have picked Terizla.
with the Sky Kings? The Velodrome will be the witness. Will it be EVOS or will it be the villains GEEK fam? All here in the first game of the lower bracket final. GEEK fam against
No
EVOS
shout out, bro. Sorry.
Esports.
The land of dawn, we go.
All right, let's go, boys.
Who will strike first in this best of 5? Again, let's see here. Spell check. Is it standard?
For Ken, I'm going to say that GEEK's going 3-0.
Same. And the orange.
That one's for you, Ken.
Now, what are the rotation achievements coming from both junglers? Junglers, Miracle.
Both are going to go for an opposite path. Annabelle towards the bottom lane, trying to play perhaps for that strong side, and Brant's in this winning matchup against the Claude. And while I take a look at the emblems, I want to take a look at the battle spells as well that you mentioned. The Lethal Ignition still very standard for Luke on this Masha. Wants to deal as much damage as he possibly can, and it's that glass cannon build that we've come accustomed to.
It's a Trex curse right there.
On the hands of Luke. Chidera, though, very interesting.
I don't really like EVO's draft here, though.
Claude in the weak matchup up against that Roger, who also has a thrill and the master.
GEEK has a lot of answers to the Novaria.
Is Chidera going for that agility. So for GEEK
The Roam Ruby can be helpful, especially against a Louis who doesn't have super long range. Oh! Well played.
Annabelle with the rotation, but take a look at this. GEEK family.
You go down for this, though?
2v1 Dreams with the cover as well, but the damage.
Run, Annabelle, run!
Ray appraises
Oh, man. Oh!
Now caught in 2v1. Good cover by Mr. Greed there.
Oh, no. Get the hell out of there, guys.
In a blink of an eye, 1-for-1 trade happened down top in the jungle, up top in the jungle. And that was a trade where Ray was able to get himself a kill. So did Annabelle. So both junglers now, we could say online, but Annabelle had to concede 1 death to his name.
That was really good for EVO's glory initially, right? They wanted to use this tempo with the winning matchups that they have. The Boxer that will clear faster than the Fredrin, the mid-control of the Novaria, and the Ruby, plus the Esmeralda that will be winning in the lane. But the fact that they lost 1 member as well, that's going to halt that early game from going all the way and building up to a big snowball for the side of EVOS. Luckily, they got that level 4 advantage.
Let's see here again. Beloyski looking for a cover. Ray secures the turtle comfortably. Beloyski now looking for an escape route. I'm offended, connecting all
well
towards
played.
Beloyski will fall. Now they're looking towards Ray. Ray has a dash, and that will be it. 1-for-1 a kill for a turtle.
EVOS will scoot out from the war zone. Sure, GEEK fam was able to clench their fists and get that turtle. But what does it mean now for GEEK fam? How do they want to operate
Loving
in the
these
early
ads,
stages
bro.
of the game?
Well, all they need to do is weather the storm. It's kind of a scaling composition, GEEK fam. And it's kind of weird to say that when you have a Loyi, a Fredrin, and an Edith. But yeah, they're really waiting for the mid game. Luke needs that BOD, needs that Malefic Roar. Onward.
Onward to Earth, Shatter Dreams in the No Man's Land.
Dreams goes down.
Not even time to pop that
Uh-oh.
flicker.
Uh-oh.
High vision play.
Wow.
Plakon and Annabelle are the new players on EVOS, right? They came in this season? Question mark?
To scale. They can also look for a snowball themselves. They have the right amount of pick-off with that onward on this big Edith pick with the Primal Wrath as well. Stops a lot of the momentum from EVOS Glory. They kind of want EVOS to dive on them. So if EVOS can't get a substantial lead at the start of the game, GEEK Fam will take control. But if GEEK Fam get a substantial lead, they will deathball.
Scary.
The deathball is scary because they have a lot of heroes that could just enable their movements, especially in the lanes. You have a boy with the diversion plays. It's always going to be ready when you also have Luke on the standby. He's this independent XP laner that could also carry the game, and when he is online, gets his items, the power spikes, keeps on running, he will be the one trying to tame the White Tigers. And now EVOS, how do they deal with this composition?
I think the way they do it is utilize these neutral objectives to create space to go for these pickoffs, and mainly they need to utilize these winning lanes. At this point, if GEEK Fam have so much presence for the neutral objective, they might have to look for other ways to take advantage of the game. They can go towards the bottom lane. Brands is doing a very, very good job. Has the Master Assassin as well. Maybe look for a pick on Chidera, stop him from scaling, get that turret in the bottom lane, and then utilize the map control that you get.
I'm offended.
Nice, nice. I'm offended.
Out though from a boy, Annabelle, who wants business taunted, will disengage from GEEK Fam in EVOS Glory now. Perhaps looking for another angle. No, GEEK Fam does not give.
A lot of ults down though on the side of EVOS.
That was a great Astral Sphere to end that skirmish with. But it seems for now, EVOS Glory will be halted a bit from going for that neutral objective. And again, for GEEK Fam, they are fine. They are happy with this. They want to try to wait for those big items. And Luke, he's on the way. One step closer to the BOD Milthic combination that will be his big power spike.
Turtle contest, of course, ongoing now. EVOS, they have Fluffy up top, wanting to help them as well. So this could be a 50-50 now. EVOS, of course, they want to try to contest this because they're down one objective. And GEEK Fam looking to snowball with this advantage. Conceal play could mean something.
Yep, GEEK Fam will take their time.
Oh, bro, Luke.
Enough to take him down. Ray, though, on the other
that
side.
Is disgusting.
Good ground control, and that's another kill for a boy. 2 members for nothing. Nada. And to add to that,
skin
Luke
buff.
Is still going crazy towards the backside of Rams. Almost.
Why the venue so dark? Because it's nighttime.
Diversion.
1,000 gold lead. And that's another turtle, though, for GEEK Fam.
That is the main fear of this Masha, is the fact that it can just run down and dive down bottom. It's insane.
It's ridiculous, right? You can use all the words for it. Chidera? Ooh, quick jukes.
EMI, though, still there. Dreams not have space to somehow catch him.
Annabelle got his ankles broken right there. Chidera just ran around, and you can see that agility come to fruition. The mobility, one of the keys to victory for them, if they're able to just maneuver these little side steps away from EVOS Glory's pick-off potential. They have an I'm offended easily, dodge, shield unity as well. Meanwhile, let's go back to that Novaria pick, because I think me and
Bro, what
Redmar,
does he?
we said,
what does he
we
pick
don't like
next?
The Novaria pick. This is a perfect game for the
Picks
Masha. It's a
freaking
Roger and a Novaria.
goes Blade of Hepatis and then goes BOD.
So early on.
That's disgusting.
Luke only had the Heptases, yet he was able to take Clockun down like there was nothing.
Uh-oh. Lock-on, good night, baby. 3 on. My goodness. 3 members will take him down. Annabelle with the shield unity, perhaps looking for a trade. 3-4-3 in that purple buff pit. But no, Dreams flickers out of the way.
Oh!
Will not come through. Primal Wrath.
EVOS is having issues right now. GG's. That's it, GG's.
The villains keep on their momentum. This is our place. This is hell, and it's starting to burn up for EVOS Glory.
The heroes are not doing well, not in the first game at least, of this lower bracket final series. And momentum has been the name of the game in this playoffs of season 13. Ray, with this
could have picked Turizla, could have flexed. They could have even flexed the Ruby over to EXP and picked up like a Grok or anything, man. Kaja.
And that death ball isn't growing for them. It's growing for the Devils of the lower brackets.
Oh, the flanks, man, is so beautiful. Look at the crowd control.
Nice play, a boy though, able to take it. Annabelle goes down. Luke looking for another one.
And Luke claims the double.
Wow, it's just full-on brawls left and right, and it's gonna be Luke.
Oh man, they're gonna force EVOS to have to ban Masha, bro. That's crazy.
EVOS are just being run down.
It's ridiculous the way GEEK fam have been able to utilize that very small early game lead. And now Luke has a BOD at the 8th minute.
That's disgusting.
Give you guys a little bit of a comparison up against
BOD just got locked in.
Yesterday, the first game on that Masha, when he was able to come back and get the player of the game 4-8. That was a very late BOD at the start of the game. He was getting outplayed by Lutpi. His snowball was being halted severely, and he got it at the 12th minute, 11th to 12th minute of the game. So the fact that he got a BOD at the 8th minute, you know what he likes to build after this first BOD. It's a Melfic roar. But this game, he might just go double down on 2 BODs, straight up.
That's 2 ouches.
Two owies, massive owies.
A massive damage, of course. It's gonna be circulating in the hands of GEEK fam. It's starting to bleed for the White Tigers. It's still in the 9th minute, so I feel like EVOS needs something as an answer. But can they stem the bleeding? And look at them just corralling in the jungle of EVOS.
Not enough damage.
Ay.
Look at the backside, Ray. Looking for it. Can Lanavel survive somehow with the shield unity? But now, with the flank from Fluffy, it actually somehow bought them time, distract them.
Look at the constant pressure coming in from GEEK fam. EVOS, they have to try to reclaim control of the jungle to enable them to mobilize.
EVO's gonna have to try to come back in game 2.
These little skirmishes. Now, of course, the question again, how do they stem this bleeding?
Oh man, I'm finding it difficult to find ways to stem this bleeding. It just feels like they're gonna bleed out eventually, you know? It feels inevitable with this death ball going for GEEK fam. EVOS needed that early game badly, because if you can see from Brands' items as well, people back at home can't see, so I'll just let you know, Windtalker in an endless battle. He's forced to go for this Windtalker build and not the attack speed build because he's up against so much mobility. He needs the extra mobility from the Windtalker. He needs the true damage in that endless battle, and perhaps he might go for a full defensive build with a Thunder Belt too. At this point, it makes sense. GEEK fam have so much damage that EVOS might have to just hold on and wait for a mistake. Clockon as well, man, he's severely underfarmed compared to a boy. It's a 1,000 gold lead in the mid lane.
It's a stomp.
And that's a Lo Yi. Even if Lo Yi is behind, he usually is able to match up in damage to a Novaria in the mid game. Oh, with a boy having this 1,000 gold lead, bro. Anyone who walks up, all the frontliners, even from EVOS, they're finding it so difficult. They're struggling real hard to itemize. They don't know what to build. Someone has an Athena shield, someone has a Dominance Ice, someone has a Radiant Armor, but they need to choose one. They don't have enough money at this point of the game.
Wow. Now,
oh God, not like this.
On towards Dreams. Such a shame, and they want more. Annabelle now immobilized, looking for the
Bro, he was so close to being in a couple more steps. He could have known it was coming.
5v3, things are not looking good for the White Tigers.
Annabelle ain't rolling. The only one rolling is the death ball of GEEK fam, Luke.
Oh, Luke the nuke. Shout out Raptar. Almost claims a body there. And now this just gives all the space for GEEK fam.
Is this time for GEEK fam to just
run
them down? Fluffy caught in trouble here.
Oh God, that damage is disgusting.
Damage. Luke the nuke.
What did I tell you, man? You have to choose one, and he chose an Oracle. He has a Dominance Ice, but what? GEEK fam don't care about it, man. They just go through it. On top of that, man, it's a Melfic roar already for.
Oh my God, this is just. This is sad. This is depressing.
Will fall. That's a trade finally for EVO's glory.
1 kill as a consolation prize, but GEEK fam is just wreaking havoc left and right. EVOS, is this time for them to throw in the towel? Or will they try to bank on a mistake from GEEK fam? Because we have seen the past few days where teams come back from a costly mistake, but then again, GEEK fam, in this stage of the game, they won't be able to make that happen.
It's really, really tough for EVO's glory. Like I said, right, at this point, the real best way to play this game is turtle in your base, maybe group as 5, look for a pickoff or look for
drag it
GEEK
out.
fam drag it out as long as you can. But GEEK fam, they're known to utilize these death balls very, very well, especially with a composition like this with a Lo Yi that can send the Masha anywhere on the map.
No, no,
Like
no.
they
There
were
was about to be a
collide
fight.
there as we get into this replay, but
No, there wasn't.
both teams disengaged. Let's talk a little bit about this play. I think for
Bro.
GeekFam, especially now considering that in the 11th minute of the game, they're so ahead, it's okay for them to look for random brawls. As long as they still have that advantage with the Lord early in the
Oh,
bottom lane,
man.
if they
When did I
traded
get so
equally,
tired?
They would still get a lot of value, more value.
Is Zay
than
still the
EVOS
coach of
Glory, for
EVOS?
sure.
I don't think
But at
so.
this point, it's all about
I mean,
how
I think he
freeze the
might still be
wave to
signed,
stop
but-
EVOS Glory from farming, stop EVOS Glory from getting to those item power specs, because it just seems like even if...
Oh, Kaloy? King. Awkward engage, but Primal Wrath will do. Oh, good taunts! A boy is there, as well as Chidera. Ray finds the Mega, and that's, again, EVOS Glory losing out on trades.
Again, they just run down towards EVOS Glory. And this isn't the full power. They're able to just take it down. Diversion play.
Luke!
Oh my God.
Towards Glockun.
You gotta be
my
kidding me,
goodness.
bro.
Luke finds the kill with the Thunderclap, and that
Luke
extra
the
damage
nuke.
enough to take him down.
Send like a bomb into the back line.
Luke of Luke! The Thunder Luke, or whatever you want to call it. BBL! That's Big Boy Luke!
BBL Luke.
If you can be with the diversions, it was so weird to put a diversion there that was so readable that even EVOS thought no one would take it.
Oh my God, bro. Just stop,
Living up
EVOS.
to his name.
Stop.
So
For the love of God. Just throw in the white towel.
Esmeralda. He's just being slaughtered. And now EVOS, what do they hope for? Because GeekFam feels like they're playing this game flawlessly. And now they're eyeing themselves another Lord.
It's so difficult again for EVOS Glory. I think even saying it's difficult is an understatement here because really all they can do is wait for a mistake. They can only wait in their base, maybe manage these waves in a way where GeekFam cannot go for a three-wave push. They're trying to do that right now with the mid lane, trying to hold it back.
Bro,
In the
Luke
end,
was
they let
clapping
it push.
Navaria's
Still gonna be a
cheeks,
super
bro.
mid wave pushing back to EVOS Glory though, so I think that has to be the homework that GeekFam have to try to work out. How do they get these three waves to crash in at once? Or maybe just put that diversion down in the back, Luke goes in and all of them are just zoned away from that minion wave. And then you have the three-wave push that you want to try to end this game. It's an 11.7k gold lead. That's a BOD, second BOD already being built, and he should be able to get it very, very soon.
Bro. Look at Luke.
Sold his
Blade of Ebony's
already,
BOD,
50
Malefic
minutes,
Roar.
4 items,
He's gonna have
6
another BOD
damage
in like
items. We don't count the win of nature, it's defensive, but whatever, right? I mean, 6
30
items
seconds.
with a Wind Talker. They want to go for the
1
end.
minute.
The big evil is Baloyski, but the demon himself is Luke, at least in this game. Three-way push being made. The Lord taken down, but diversion play!
Oh!
Flank again, Fluffy. Almost taken out by Chidera. Oh, calmly! Baloyski finds 3 men, but the follow-up damage
Dream's
not
trying.
really there. Baloyski needs to back away.
Baloyski is
EVOS
low.
Glory stands with 5. Fluffy jumps again, looking for a kill. Brands will take their
Brands.
time here. All 3 base turrets taken out, though.
Good hold. I don't know what they did, but they're able to just withstand the pressure from GeekFam. Is this the window for EVOS?
Again, the window is quite
The window
far
is
away
a
for EVOS
long
Glory.
way
Brands
away.
have full items, but still, we were talking about how Brands cannot go for the win of nature. He has a roll. He has a great Dragon Spear right now. He has a lot of mobility on top of the Endless Battle and the Wind Talker. But really, if that Masha thunderclaps him, it's going to be tough. Same goes for Klokkun. I think at this point, yeah, I'm looking back. He has a winner Truncheon. That is the way to try to beat this Masha. When Luke tries to go in with a thunderclap, you win or Truncheon. You try to wait for the other members on your team to melt him down and to force him back. But even then, Luke, to sacrifice himself as long as he gets that Novaria. So for EVOS, it's back to waiting for a mistake, but that mistake will be even harder for GeekFam to pull off. Like GeekFam making a mistake here with 3 base turrets, with a 12.6k gold lead, and with this composition. So much creativity even with inside the enemy base. This diversion can come through all angles. It can come through outside of the map to teleport them back in. So it's all about them now waiting for these slow pushes to be crashing down in their base, and then they'll just farm it up, right? But in the end, it's still just them waiting in the base. They have to turtle in. Maybe make a big gamble. Try to go for the Lord, because if you continue to stay this way, I think it might just be game 1 for Geek.
This diversion in and of itself is a huge, constant, looming threat for EVOS Glory. Having to seek out all of the things happening, and now they're more brave to come out of their shell, try to clear out the waves, gain control again of their jungle. But this Lord, it's just going to be relinquished towards GEEK Fam, or will Annabelle try to contest this because he's hiding in the bush? And Luke looking for a play.
Towards Fluffy, who has immortality. Annabelle, though, oh my
EVOS
God.
says, never mind, never mind, never mind.
5v4 below. His key flickers out of the way, and the Lord will be claimed by Ray.
Lord for Geek.
That is it. EVOS Glory yet again needs to defend this one.
A trade, and no, it's not even a trade because Annabelle was the one falling down. So GEEK Fam again, just showing their evil side, winning in every department.
Force errors across the board, right, for GEEK Fam when they have a 12.6k gold lead. They wait for the waves to push in. EVOS deal with it. They try to force a fight, but GEEK Fam want to fight. They have a 12,000 gold lead. They can utilize these leads in the fight, and now it might just be the final siege.
See, no base hurts. Flicker.
This is G's.
G's.
This is G's, boys.
Dreams. Well, loses immortality. What the heck happened backside? Dreams, good night to Fluffy. Falls as well to Dara. Will with the trade of the base. They're exposed. Now they are going for it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
GEEK Fam.
For just a second, I was like, maybe not, but no, that's it.
Evil strikes in the first game.
All right, nap time, boys.
Bracket final. They triumph.
Nap
and
time.
It feels like the heroes, the White Tigers, their fangs.
See you guys in
are
20
dull.
minutes.
Luke dove the fountain. Wow. And he killed Brands.
You can't stop yawning.
Luke Nuke. Reptar, Luke Nuke.
I told you guys.
Let me look up the chat because I can't see it from here.
Wow. Don't worry, I got much more detailed analysis for that, but I just want to repeat it again. Luke Nuke.
Crazy. Oh my goodness.
Luke Nuke. It was
That's disgusting, bro.
manifested in that, the way he just ran down.
What do they do? I think, like, do you ban the Masha? I think they really would have been okay if they just, I think they really would have been okay if they just maybe flexed the Ruby to the XP lane.
Was just left without an answer.
No hesitation whatsoever.
No hesitation.
Lachlan, Brands, I got my eyes
I think
on
the
you.
Esmeralda just isn't it, man.
The Esmeralda.
And again,
I think the Esmeralda just isn't it.
Esmeralda, for me, it was the right idea for the wrong intention. Obviously, EVOS wanted to have more of an advantage in the EXP lane for their laner and Fluffy. Esmeralda versus the Masha. Masha's going to struggle early on, so that's going to be your window. You dive that, and then you try to build a lead for your Esmeralda so that the Masha's...
They're going to ban the Masha, then go Lapu.
But what happened was, it seems like Luke just handled the lane really well, and then at the same time, the members of GEEK Fam were nearby. That was more than enough to stop EVOS from...
I think they might have to.
Which led to the turtle just being every objective, every turtle being a big loss for EVOS, because, man, they're up against what? A Fredrin, an Edith, and a Low Yi. There's no way in hell Annabelle's gonna win a Retribution battle there when he's getting chased.
All right, nap time.
Yeah, Chain CC was so heavy. And the fact that Luke is, indeed, we talked about him as an independent XP leader. But for
How long do you guys think the analyst segment is? 20 minutes?
That lane. Sure, he was trying to survive, but do you think they could have allocated more focus and funnel towards Fluffy maybe to just take down Luke in that regard?
Well, I mean, in the early game, I would definitely say yes. There's a possibility that they can actually look for a pick-off before they go for the fight, because that's what they desperately needed, and that's the advantage that they have with the box share, right? You're so much more mobile, you clear
Power
so
nap.
much faster, so you get to level 4, and you can
Disco
instantly
nap,
rotate
boys.
up top, try to get Luke down, or go to the Claude in the bottom lane. There are other ways other than the turtle to form this early game lead, especially considering you have a Roger in the gold lane. There's a snowball potential up top, there's a snowball potential down below, there's kill pressure up top, there's kill pressure down below, but almost seemed like GEEK Fam baited them in, reeled them into the team fights, and they knew that they were going to win it with the incredible CC that they have. This is the player of the game, man. It's Luke, the Nuke. Presented to you by Samsung Galaxy S24 series.
Luke played
Master
amazing on that
Assassin,
Masha, bro.
Drill, and Lethal Ignition, and he's on the way. I think, you know, realistically, he's probably a Sea Halberd or something, but I think that's the third BOD.
Third BOD.
Yeah, bro,
that's a Chad BOD.
Bro is Skyrim dual wielding in MPL Indonesia with those two BODs, man. That's two ebony blades in his hands, and he's putting up a fighting pose, and he knew his job. Once the laning phase is done, once GEEK Fam knows that they have that early to mid advantage because they won
Just one game.
That's the time for
I think winning the game is going to be huge for EVOS. I think they need to, like, if they can win this next game,
objectives. Just make sure Annabelle doesn't win.
It'll definitely at least kind
to
of
the point where the low Yi won the third turtle of the game.
set the pace and slow Geek down.
And speaking of Annabelle, though,
I think if they lose this next game, though, it's over. It's over, boys.
I get why he did it, but if there were other members of EVOS there to help him out, to help him get out much quicker, that would have been great. But it ended up becoming Bakshu going down early. That ruined the majority of the early game rotation of EVOS.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because we're going to take a look at exactly that, right? Early on, very good damage placed down, and I get the idea. Dreams, Clockun, they did enough to avoid, and it's a very sudden dive in. But then you can see a little bit of a disconnect for EVO's Glory, right? They were not ready. They were like, wait, he wants to go in, he got the kill, he should be good. Turns out, yeah, no. And then the second turtle, this was just ridiculous because there were two fights going on at the same time, and EVO's Glory, they do not win in a split up team fight like that. They need to clump up together, play together as a team, utilize that front to back and utilize the poke. But even then, because they were so far behind, it was tough for them to even look for that, right? At this point, I think, I don't know, in 11 minutes, I think whatever they would have done, it would have just been like, all right, we got to rely on GEEK to make a mistake.
Yeah, realize, Gani, Miracle mentioned it earlier that the lineup of EVO's Glory needed to win.
EVOS has to figure something out, we'll see.
But then they couldn't because they're up against a Fredrin and Edith. When you can't take them down fast enough, that's pretty much GG. Fredrin and Edith are the heroes that please hurt me, I like it, because they deal more damage back. And EVO's Glory just really couldn't.
It was so insane.
Masochists.
They're masochists, yeah. The heroes, we mean, the heroes.
They were trying to kind of just contain this Masha, but I feel like it wasn't really... Sure, Luke was kind of stealing the spotlight, but it was just GEEK fam corralling together, trying to disable Annabelle in every neutral fight and contest, and the objectives was just not in the way of EVOS.
Wonder if I can go into work late today.
Do you guys think it was worth it for EVOS to trade that Masha in?
I think if you had a proper plan, yes, right? I mean, we mentioned in the backstage that you could go for a Kaja, that Divine Judgment, that Suppression is a way to actually stop the Masha from going all the way to the back.
Why did they even pick Esme? I don't know.
Then they decided to pick a Novaria after seeing the Masha. That was the nail in the coffin. They kind of nailed themselves to the ground on that, and I think Turtle number 2 was literal proof that that is not a matchup you want in this game.
And one of the biggest
I
problems
keep seeing like the Esma randomly picked up, and I'm just like, why?
The old idea of to play a game of Mobile Legends safely, 2 good sources of magic damage would be the most ideal. Esmeralda, I feel like that was like the idea of EVO's Glory, along with the fact that they were thinking maybe this would be enough to contain Luke in the early game. We needed someone else who could deal a little bit more magic damage. That's why I love the Edith pickup for GEEK fam in picks 4 and 5, because if EVO's Glory had an Edith, would have been a much better lineup. But with GEEK fam taking it away, now they have an Edith plus a low Yi together for team fighting. That's a really great combo, especially when you put them in roam and mid.
It's a very perfect composition, I would say, from the damage output being so diverse, from the way they engage being so diverse. They can engage with everything. I mean, the diversion could send someone in the back.
Yeah.
Baloyski could just knock on the front door. Luke could be thunderclapping into the front, forcing everybody to clump up into that Earth Shatter. We've seen that multiple times, and really, for Clockun, there was one answer to that burst, and it's the Winter Truncheon. You stay frozen, you hope, you pray for the team to peel for you. And even Fluffy had to go for the Winter Truncheon. Oh, this was a stomp in game 1. I really hope EVO's Glory are able to adapt to now what GEEK fam have in their arsenal, right? Because we actually had a discussion as well backstage. Masha will be in the first phase. They were happy with it after seeing the Roger. I think when you see a Roger, prime time to go for the Masha. Very low duration on that Wind of Nature. Little ways to actually outplay the Masha on that Roger, right? So on the fact that they went and doubled down on that Roger with the Novaria, just
wait.
But again, this is the best of 5. Maybe they were trying to test out their limits. They left the low Yi, the Masha. They left all the signature picks almost for GEEK fam up.
We talked about EVOS also having this
From
wide hero pool that kind of makes.
You gotta transfer some money, boys.
Their prio bans, what are they gonna ban out? But now it comes to haunt them again because EVOS themselves, it was so hard for them to identify which one is more prio to ban. I mean, when Luke was able to pick up the Masha, I saw that Kaja ban and I was like, how do they deal with this Luke? How do they deal with this Masha from Luke? Now for EVOS, what do they want to seek out later on in the bans?
Honestly, for EVOS, number 1, you're gonna have to take away the... Okay, funny, I was just about to say, take away the prio picks, but they literally took away the Harrow chip and the Hellcurt, so yeah, but I feel like at this point, it warrants a Masha ban here. If there's going to be one pick that I would suggest EVOS to change, or ban to change, if they're going to be on the red side again, it could be the chip.
Trust you, boys. We'll see.
Isn't that strong of a pick.
Matt Melvin, what's up, man?
But I feel like now, even more so, GEEK fam just showed you really can't give the Masha to them. You can't give the Masha to Luke.
And I mean, with that, right, with chip open, it opens up the Lui possibility as well.
Yeah.
You take the chip, I can take the Lui. I take the Lui, you can take the chip. So there's a trade in that sense. And let's talk about the first phase. It's very ambitious here for instead of EVOS Glory to pick up the Novaria again, you mentioned. And then the Esmeralda aspect is just way too ambitious, which a little bit too complex in execution-wise.
Yeah. I definitely can see the idea, right? I mean, we're giving them credit for trying to pull off an Esmeralda and Novaria as well against the Masha. Unfortunately, that just did not work out. And I have to agree with you, Reptar. They can leave out the chip open. I think at this point, you need to try to trade things. If, you know, Loi is going to be left open, we were talking as well, discussing that teleports, map control is going to be super important. Maybe the most important thing in this matchup. So why not fight fire with fire, leave both open, and try to out-teleport each other. One's more creative, the other one's a bit harder to... both are very weird to handle, Chip and Loi.
Yeah, for sure. I understand though the hesitation of EVOS not wanting to give the chip to Baloyski here, because going into this matchup, he's 4-0 with the chip in his hands. 4 wins, 0 losses. So even though that doesn't sound like a bunch of wins, come on, up against GEEK fam in the lower bracket finals, I get why they don't want to give the chip, but...
I wonder if our boy Pika's going to win. Pika's playing in another big Pokemon event.
If they're on the blue side, that's
wonder if he's gonna win.
Things are going to be changing big time here. But they have shown, especially up against teams like Fnatic.
They made it to day 2 of bracket,
they're
so...
not shy to ban out the chip on the blue side because they have priorities on their own. They want to be able to take the low Yi. They want to be able to, even surprisingly, first pick.
Interesting. Just the way they play. I mean, I feel like, again, for Fnatic Onyx, it's more of trying to deny silence, right? You want to take away the Valentina, you ban a lot of these mid laners, but it's a completely different matchup here from both teams. I think a boy could be the target man, the target for EVOS Glory in the next banning phase as well, but we also kind of spoke about it. Even when he gets the fair miss, maybe EVOS here. I think just double down on your main style, because we didn't get to see that style at all for EVOS Glory. We were talking about how for GEEK fam, they're the jack of all trades. They have a lot of different ways to play the game. They can go healing team fight, long team fights. They can go for the pick-offs. They can go for instant team fights, like we saw earlier. For EVOS Glory,
just watch the replay. Results will be the same.
Fighting with layers
Fair.
of CC. Go back to that in game 2.
But we're gonna go back to the host while they have an interview going up stage. Bude, Clara Bongstar, and Moko, take it away.
Mikey, what's up?
GEEK berhasil
Monica
mengamankan poin,
Co.
tapi tentu saja ini best of 5 series. Udah Clara
I gotta keep watching now, boys.
Pastinya karena kita melihat bahwa performa dari kedua tim ini begitu memukau di babak playoff. Jadi ini dipastikan akan menjadi match yang sangat sengit. Betul nggak sih Super Fans? Coba dong, mau dengar suaranya nih dari GEEK Community.
Wow, jangan mau kalah, mana suaranya EVOS fam.
Semua semangat dan sorak-sorai tentu bisa dirasakan oleh kedua tim yang sedang beradu. Dan kalau mengingat hari ini dengan semua support.
If EVOS lose game 2, I'm going to sleep.
Ngobrol-ngobrol juga mencari siapa nih yang bisa.
If EVOS lose game 2, I'm going to sleep.
Karena kalau dari seorang fans, jadi mereka punya sudut pandang yang berbeda. Mereka tentunya akan bisa memberikan kita sebuah mungkin cerita yang bisa kita dengarkan bersama-sama.
Betul sekali, yang mana kalau ngomongin super fans itu luar biasa sekali ya. Karena apapun yang terjadi, mereka tetap setia mendukung tim kesayangannya. Kira-kira kita mau ngobrol sama siapa nih kali ini ya?
Ayo langsung kita panggilkan.
Bro, another 5 minutes. Why do they take so... Bro, I hate the fact that this is like, it's almost unbearable.
Halo.
How long Indo puts in between each game.
Haidar, wow. Haidar dari mana? Wih, ado-ado mingene. Langsung tayang bahasa Jawa ge, Bude. Tapi gimana sih? Kamu kesini khusus untuk mendukung siapakah?
dukung EVOS. Tapi gimana nih ngeliat ini EVOS, wah EVOS fans begitu luar biasa. Perjuangan dari EVOS, kalau di regular season mungkin ini sempat diragukan, tetapi ternyata sekarang udah ada di top 3.
Keren banget, salut sama usahanya mereka. Dari awal kayak regular season mereka kurang, terus mereka ngebuktiin, akhirnya sekarang udah bisa sampai top 3, itu udah luar biasa sih.
Tapi kan udah jadi fans EVOS dari lama ya katanya ya?
Betul, betul.
Dari kapan tuh kalau boleh tahu?
Dari zaman Legend, World, One, Aura, Rek, Luminaire, Danki, semuanya keren. Itu yang bikin saya suka EVOS.
Terngiang suara ting 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 ting. Pas pada saat itulah M1 kamu jatuh hati?
Bener banget.
Wow, dan pada akhirnya sekarang sudah berseason-season, masih terus mendukung. Dan ketika melihat timnya berada di posisi yang minus seperti regular season itu, gimana sih respon dari fans?
Sebagai fans kita terus optimis terus. Kita yakin kalau mereka pasti bisa melakukan improve lah. Mereka pasti bisa improve. Udah terbukti sampai sekarang mereka udah.
Bro, why does this guy look
Salut
homeless?
banget sama perjuangan mereka.
Wow, sudah 3 besar dan kita lihat memang itu perjuangannya. Wah ini berarti, ini gimana nih? Berarti waktu regular season, playoff, udah sering nonton secara langsung nih?
Iya, bener banget, sering nonton.
Sering nonton?
Tapi baru ke venue kali ini sih, makanya seneng banget bisa dapat kesempatan datang ke sini.
Wow, first timer di sini. Gimana suasananya? Gimana? Deskripsiin dong.
Seru banget di sini.
Seru banget. Dengan gaya yang cool.
Keren.
Wong Jogja cool ya. Tapi gimana sih mungkin bisa melihat langsung para playernya, para super fans dengan genderungnya. Lalu ketemu mungkin talent-talent juga kah? BA.
Iya, semuanya bawain positive vibes. Keren.
Keren ya, berarti udah ketemu player, udah
Boon,
ketemu
Chicken,
BA,
Zane, ISO, and Arome. Is that official? So Zane is going now?
Belum ada sih.
Belum ada. Oke, silahkan mencari jika ingin melanjutkan untuk mencari bersama, foto bersama. Kan jauh-jauh dari Jogja. Cakep, lanjutin dong. Loh.
Jauh-jauh dari Jogja.
Jauh-jauh dari Jogja.
Aku kesini cuma buat nunggu EVOS juara.
I thought Zane said he wasn't gonna go.
Juara. Kalau Haidar, terima kasih belum foto ya sama BA.
Terima kasih.
Berarti nanti diberikan kesempatan ya. Tadi Bude bilang nanti foto-foto sama BA. Tapi emang BA di MPL Indonesia juga menjadi salah satu yang mewarnai MPL Indonesia.
Why Zane, like, I don't know, I saw the video about him not saying the, like,
Thank you.
Salam.
I mean, if he personally doesn't want to go, that's fine, but it's not about, like, it's like ISF is about representing your country, so like I do think there's some importance of people of people going. Like, it's not about BTK or GG, it's about and it's not like we are the only country to send a team of selected players. It's very common.
Bentar. Tenang aja, tenang. Biar bisa fokus sama
Bro, Ken, that's super like doesn't Indo used to do the same thing?
Lupa, ini kan Samsung Galaxy S24 series ya.
Tolong pegangin mic-nya bentar.
Coba. Kita tunjukin nih ke super fans gimana caranya.
Yeah, PH does the same thing, man.
Bisa ilangin background biar bisa
Maybe Indo doesn't, but it's not uncommon for.
Bude Clara. Jadi pertama tekan edit.
Also common in a lot of sports. Like we do it for basketball.
Lalu nanti kita langsung lingkarin. Ini langsung dilingkarin dulu. Nah, back dulu. Kita langsung lingkarin nanti. Ini menggunakan AI ya, teknologi AI. Dan bisa langsung kita nanti lingkarin objek yang kita ingin hilangkan. Nah setelahnya nanti, wah ini pokoknya keren banget ya kalau ngomongin Samsung S24 series. Sebenarnya fotonya tuh udah keren. Tapi memang kalau mungkin biar bisa lebih fokus lagi ke objek utamanya, pemeran utamanya bintangnya kan kalau di fotonya itu tadi berarti Bude Clara sama Fonsi ya. Jadi kita langsung bisa ilangin objek-objek atau orang yang ada di belakang. Ini caranya langsung setelah dipakai teknologi AI. Ditekan, kalau udah nanti ditahan lama objeknya. Kita tahan lama. Kita tahan lama. Coba nih, kita tahan lama sampai nanti. Atau kita coba, ya kita tunjukin biar super fans biar bisa lebih jelas lagi nih. Kita tunjukin, nah kalau udah ditahan lama kayak gini, nanti ada ini nih penghapus ikonnya, dihapus. Terus kita tekan buat.
What can I say about Indonesian girls?
Kita akan melihat ini AI-nya akan berputar, akan loading.
When I was in Indonesia, yikes. Golly G Willikers.
Series ini akankah kita melihat biar bisa langsung fokus ya?
Iya, tapi seneng banget loh Bude bisa ketemu foto. Pokoknya tadi kan cepet-cepet kan. Bude harus pokoknya gimana caranya dapat foto bareng Fonzi. Dan pada akhirnya Bude bisa ngedapetin foto walaupun ya mungkin nggak bisa pilih
Trying to
background
fix my
yang
damn.
Bude mau dan Fonzi mau.
You know when your drawstring on your pants goes
Wah, gimana tuh Bude
into.
akhirnya ketemu udah
There we go.
ketemu, tapi akhirnya bisa foto bareng hari ini.
If I was in Indo, I'd be slaying them joints, bro.
Cakep banget.
Oh my god, are you from?
Sama-sama cakep ya semua.
Oh my god, bro. I'd be slaying them. If I was in Indo, I'd be slaying them joints. My name's Ken. Bruh.
Fotonya. Tenang, memang kita tuh melihat hasil
Bruh.
tuh harus sabar juga ya. Tapi ini nanti tuh akan
Bruh.
kehapus juga dan akan jadi backgroundnya ngeblend dengan background yang
Serius
ada.
Bude ya?
Iya.
Jadi biar fokus utamanya itu bisa ke Bude sama Fonzi. Ih, bisa langsung pamer tuh Bude fotonya.
Yes. Betul. Jadi nanti akan Bude tunjukin ya. Dan ini bagus banget sih Bude kepengen simpen ini Bude figura.
Ih, Monica jadi mau deh nanti
Bude
pokoknya
figura.
ngajak-ngajak ya. Ngajak-ngajak. Wah, pokoknya keren banget ya. Jadi bisa pakai Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Walaupun kayak Bude buru-buru.
Bro, the weights are so killer, man.
Kurang sesuai harapan, tapi tenang aja dengan bantuan AI dari Samsung Galaxy S24 series, semua bisa teratasi.
Betul sekali. Namun yang akan melanjutkan harus dan mengatasi semua problematika di dalam Land of Dawn adalah kedua tim ini di final lower bracket. Akan ada EVOS Glory dan juga GEEK Fam
Don't be so haram, guys.
pertarungan di babak lower bracket final. Mari kita sambut, inilah dia game kedua.
Who do I think's drafts better? Coach Bluffsy or Midnight?
The villains,
Bluffsy
the
is
Devils,
GEEK, right?
Once again, showing to EVOS
I don't know, bro. I gotta see GEEK draft
how it
against.
feels playing in the lower bracket. Their home court. It seems like it's heating up for EVOS, and they have to answer in game number 2 because game number 1 was so dominating for GEEK Fam that EVOS.
No, I
did
can't
not
really
have
like
a chance
compare.
to
Like
even
EVOS isn't
grasp and
EVOS isn't
execute the
drafting
draft
that great.
they wanted to play
Honestly,
against
like
that
honestly,
Mafia and
man,
Nuke the Nuke. Thank you, Reptar, for that.
it
so
feels
hard
like
for them to
drafts
pick.
have been pretty one-sided throughout a lot of ID
We had this
playoffs.
discussion while the hosts were doing the segment.
Like people are giving up Lu Yi without getting any trade for it. Or they'll take the chip and then give up the Lu Yi and the Moskov or something. Like it's just
They are the ones to go for prio
weird.
picks. They're the ones to force the enemy team
Real
to
weird.
go for these big, clean deny picks. But speaking of clean, we got this new Samsung Galaxy S24 series to flex on you guys real quick. And if you guys want to get it yourselves, you guys can find it on the website. I think Realize has more info. Look at this.
Of course, a lot of information where you can get this phone, win the game with the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series. This series, of course, boasts epic gaming performance. It is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor designed specifically for performance. And you can also keep your cool with the large vapor chamber that prevents overheating.
Whoa.
Where you can elevate your gaming skills like a pro gamer and dominate the battlefield. I kind of find it pesky when I want to play and my phone starts, to heat up. That really, really sucks. And of course, what's more, it features Galaxy AI that can now translate 16 foreign languages into Indonesian. So chatting, calling, or gaming with friends from other countries is now even easier. I feel like Miracle
Bro, I don't know
is
what-
gonna demonstrate to us
Guys,
how it feels
listen,
like
no matter
to
what-
talk with
honestly,
the AI that can translate
never mind.
foreign languages.
Let's go. Absolutely. So if you guys want to learn some Riz lessons and you want to translate it to a different language, my
No matter what, when the games aren't happening in any MPL, it's boring, bro.
Aku sayang kamu.
The past 20 minutes. Do we think the past 20 minutes was entertaining, guys?
Okay.
If there's not games happening, bro, it's boring.
Yes.
I don't care about the interviews.
It's a different Gantana. And yeah, it's so good. Like
90% of all the interviews
somewhere, maybe next
are not
time,
that great.
I'm gonna visit the Philippines. I'm gonna really need that AI interpreter from Samsung.
No matter
of course,
what
and
league you are in around the
you
world,
can check
90% interviews are meh.
Samsung.com/IE to get your hands on the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Epic just like that with Samsung Galaxy S24 series.
And after that,
I don't care if you're in Indo, I don't care if you're in PH, I don't care if you're in NACT.
Seats for you guys in MPL Indonesia straight up. So come over, show your Samsung phone, and you can sit right there with the best, the best.
Oh, I was showing out. I was showing out, bro.
Bro, just start the game.
Please do.
For the love of God, give us the draft.
Later on, you can sit at the Samsung zone.
He has a Samsung phone now, you know, I just gave him my S24. Don't worry, we'll get some more S24s. We got two in front of us.
I'm crying.
Let's wait for another 20 minutes, bro.
Hey, shout out to Gani.
I've been on Samsung since.
Wow. You're a lawyer. You're a Samsung.
I think this is why I always don't. I think this is why I miss so much of MPL ID season.
Oh wait, you were there when I was denied in the Galaxy Zone, and you did nothing. Nothing.
We were gatekeeping, Reptar.
Gatekeeping. But talking about gatekeeping, we will go back to the game where Geek Fam were able to gatekeep EVOS from executing that draft. What went wrong for EVOS to the hand, you know, to the point where they were so hard trying to maintain that draft of theirs?
I think behind the scenes we were talking about it, there was a word that Mirko and even you and you guys in the talent room mentioned, overthink. EVOS felt like they were overthinking. I know Mirko can go a little bit more on that. I feel like it went wrong the moment we saw Ruby in the first two picks, not gonna lie. I mean, I get it, you're denying, as Mirko mentioned also, that you're denying the flexibility of Luke or Beloisi. We mentioned it in the cast, but it could be something else. So yeah, EVOS now actually, we mentioned about
Here we go.
the chip. They're on the blue side.
EVOS get first pick. They ban the low Yi, they get the chip. That's good. Moscov's banned out. Fredrin clawed for the side of Bluffsy.
Pick up the Fredrin. Go ahead and pick up the Baksha or the Barretts now if you want to. It might be the best course of action. Now Geek Fam also has the Claude. If you're not going to go for the Baksha or the Barretts, I think it would be good to also just
pick up Vex here.
Scaling gold laner.
Pick up the Vex here. Don't go for no freaking.
If it's not the Moskov, they can even go the Nathan if they want to.
Or Valentina. Valentina's clean too.
Thinking they're gold now?
Nope. Seems with the X-Borg left open, that was the ban in game number 1 for Geek Fam, and honestly, every team has been going for that X-Borg ban up against EVO's Glory. So finally, Fluffy gets his hands on a comfort pick.
Yep.
It's a Valentina as well. You want to give that playmaking potential to someone like Clockman, man. You give him a playmaking hero like the Valentina. On top of that, so much global presence. And as a Valentina, you want to go for the skirmishes. Same thing goes for the X-Borg. Let's see though.
They picked the Fermis into the X-Borg and the Valentina.
That is brave. What does this indicate? Are they gonna really?
I don't know what the hell. That doesn't indicate shit. It indicates it's a kind of a rough pick.
EVOS do have that Valentina with the IMU. That's gonna be a battle of nether realms.
Like, it's not only the Valentina they're picking into, they're picking it into the X-Borg as well.
Lauren from Beloisi, and maybe even the Minotaur, because those are both still open. But the thing is, I like the Valentina getting picked up in the first phase for EVOS because those heroes that I mentioned. EVOS do ban out the Florin. Question now is, will that be a Mino ban, or will EVOS be happy with giving
Nolan
it to
Ling
Geek Fam
ban.
to have the Valentina?
I love the fact that they're banning also for Geek Fam 2 of these fast clearing jungles.
Yeah.
Geek Fam definitely want to use that.
We'll see maybe a Nathan from EVOS or a Roger.
Go for the neutral objective contest up against EVO's Glory. I think at this point, with EVOS also banning out the Florin, they might have to ban Actually, now that I think about it again, I'm not too sure about the Kaja anymore here in this game. They got a Cloud of the Fairness. I don't think there's nearly enough burst after the Divine Judgment to utilize it completely. So the Minotaur definitely seems to be the best option to give.
Pick up the Akai, man.
Towards the Fredrin. I think the Ruby
for
would be great
EVOS.
too as a flex pick, but now Edith, Minotaur.
It's a good pick against the Faramis too, because you split them up. You stop people from maybe catching the.
Okay, a little bit of a.
You make it a little bit harder to use the Nether Realm.
Song pick early.
Yeah, both teams don't really have a natural engager yet. You know, the Ruby with the pulls and all that, but an MPL ID data among all regions qualifying for MSC 2024. Only MPL ID, NACT, and MTC Turkey have used the hero Masha in the playoffs. Now, of course, for Reptar, why is Masha not that much of a big deal in MPLPH?
I think it just boils down to the playstyle and the importance of a lot of teams. Filipino teams excel.
Because there's not silly players who pick Esmeralda into a Masha.
Whoa! In your team for that is quite risky in PH, considering how difficult it is to break team fighting formations.
Whoa!
Lancelot. I'm not gonna say anything just yet, but I feel like my initial reaction right now just speaks volumes.
Miracle,
does it speak volumes?
You heard it when Reptar was talking. Ooh! I don't know if it's a good ooh or a bad ooh. They want to dive, they want to fight. I guess it does synergize with their composition. That's another fast clearing jungler.
I trust in Annabelle. We'll see, bro.
They can invade early on. Look for that initial start of the game. They go for the Minotaur instead, though, so they actually want EVOS to dive on them.
Oh my god, bro.
As to how they utilize
Minotaur, oh god, bro. EVOS had such a good draft. And then they blew it.
Addition of that motivation roar and maneuver, so that
I'm just kidding, it's possible. It's doable.
As expected from GEEK Fam.
It's doable.
Filipino in me is looking at the draft right now of GEEK Fam and liking it a little bit more. We barely see Lancelot in the Philippines for a reason. Up against a team that has a Filipino roamer leading the charge. And I know he's been here in Indonesia since season 10, okay? I understand. But you can't escape the Pinoy playstyle.
If this goes 2-0, I'm out, boys.
I really like the chip.
I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to prioritize rest over a sweep.
Number 2, it seems like they just want that early game. They've been a team that have been able to utilize both early and late game, but now it's all on that early game once again, just like in game 1, but it is even riskier.
Will the people's champion, the heroes, escape
5 seconds
the pits of
enemy
hell,
reaches
or will
the
GEEK Fam secure
Smash
the 2-0?
I mean, I hate to be like, I'm not crazy about that pick. He may make it work, who knows. But the reality is I'm not crazy about the Lance pick.
Should break the momentum here and now. Meanwhile, GEEK Fam.
I don't think Annabelle will be the decider of this game. I think it's going to come down to Fluffy. I think it's going to come down to Roger, to Brands, and then how Dreams uses these shortcuts and how well the team communicates. They do have the chip. That's a variable, right?
That's the 2 CCs, and it's not even like big game-changing CCs that they've been able to utilize on the Minotaur, the Tig, the Edith.
Yeah, no matter what we watch Grand Finals, boys, I don't have to work on Sunday, so
Big engage towards GEEK Fam. Will they be banking on?
Like, it's worth getting tired. I can just sleep after Grand Finals. I don't have to like go to work, so no matter what we watch Grand Finals.
To steal away these Nether Realms, this Minotaur as well with that Minion's Fury, but mainly how they're going to be able to look for these pickoffs is through that shift, that map control of his, where he can rotate across the map very, very fast, teleport, put that shortcut down, and then overwhelm GEEK Fam with damage. It's kind of like what GEEK Fam were doing to them with that Masha, with that composition earlier, but they had CC. That's the difference now. For EVOS, they're just poking GEEK Fam.
Yeah, pokes are in the name of the game for EVOS glory, but they have to be weathering the first few minutes because from the looks of it, GEEK Fam, they do also have that strong skirmishing power. When this Yuzong is online, the BDF can always ensure that you have a great opening. Especially when you also have Beloyski with the Minotaur. That, you know, knock-ups will be insane for EVOS to handle.
Cloud is already annoying earlier in game number 1 without the sprint. Now with the sprint, especially up against a Lancelot, the Cloud's already really, really good at
who works today, man?
The Lancelot assassination. Geek Fam looks like they are down a level to Claw and Fluffy.
Yeah, Falcon already level 4. And a boy still looking
1, 2, 3,
that timing.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Perhaps assist them to collect that turtle, but no, it seems like both teams are taking their time here in that first mute take.
They will re-engage soon, I think, because this turtle will be very, very important, especially in the early stages of the game. But Beloyski just being shadowed by Dreams, so Dreams just playing close proximity, but Anavel.
Anavel able to dash through, well played. Good play. Brands get the kill. Well done, boys, well done. Well done.
Will have some of Firog armor, but that's 1-0.
I understand what Geek Fam were doing there. They didn't want to go for the turtle because they have an overwhelming advantage in the neutral objectives. But what EVOS have is a very mobile, fast-clearing jungler. So they want to deny that.
Also, Anavel, as long as Anavel plays clean,
given EVOS a chance.
Can dance around a lot of clock, unable to get turtle.
Very low, looking for an escape. Oh, Locken secures that kill.
Can dance around the Minoan's Fury.
But it will not do business. It's again a favorable trade towards the White Tigers.
Locken with the clutch plays. The fangs are dull, but the claws are still sharp enough to be able to carry that fight and win the neutral contest against Geek Fam. EVOS now online.
Catastrophic for Geek Fam in the early game. 2,000 gold
Catastrophic.
Lead. Remember what we were talking about in the draft, EVO's Glory. It's basically game 1, but riskier. They are doubling down on the early game. The fact that they have almost a 2,000 gold lead in the first 3 minutes, now this has to raise concerns within the team of Geek Fam. They need to be able to weather the storm, and technically they still have ways to do so. They have that Minion's Fury, very good disengage tool. They have a Nether Realm as well. So for Geek Fam, it's all about slowing the tempo down.
Oh, my legs!
It's about how to find ways to dive, to force this pace, this incredible pace onto Geek Fam. And Anavel's really doing a good job in that jungle matchup. This is why the Lancelot, technically this is why Nolan and Ling was banned. They didn't expect the Lancelot, does a very similar job though.
Yeah, that could really be the case. For Anavel, is just going to be very, very, volatile and just pushing towards Geek Fam, running it down like the same that Luke did in the last game. But for
What's
EVOS,
good, Ted?
I feel like they have everything
Ted,
in their hands.
dim Ted, dim some.
And Dreams will have that shortcut to pop. So it will never be like a 2v2. It will just instantly become a 2v4. And when you have this Lancelot just flying into you, you have then maybe Clocker with a clutch steal, with a clutch IMU. That could just turn the tables around for Geek Fam. So Geek Fam, they need to be
Oh, mid-side.
Teams here, Dreams though. Crash course. Sandra's a boy. Both teams just hovering around.
What time is it? It is 8 a.m. Around 8 a.m.
Turtle fights. The second turtle fight. Geek Fam, again, taking their time. Both actually, EVOS Glory. Take a look at Lancelot moving top side. Clockun takes another realm. It seems again, both teams not committing on towards a big fight just yet.
They're not really interested in just running towards the skirmishes.
Wow.
I feel like they're just playing it safe because they know Geek Fam do have that tool as well. But Chadera!
Oh, Anavel sneaky!
Wow. Oh, well played, boys.
Anavel would be around the turtle, but he went.
EVOS got this game. EVOS got this game.
Retribution connects. EVOS Glory secures it. Now Geek Fam, they are running for the hills. Take a look at Luke, soaking damage, taken down. EVOS Glory, poetry in motion.
Perfectly done, perfectly executed.
Bro, get the kill, drop the portal, show up in freaking turtle.
My goodness, that was
From portal to turtle.
Playing around
From turtle to barrel.
Geek Fam will not be able to force this with EVOS having such a
Hit
big
him with a
lead
Dorn
at the start.
Rose,
The
then jump
forced
in a
error
shortcut.
was just so, oh my god, that was a nerdgasm for sure for Mirko, man. I was already like shaking my head during that play because it was just so good. They knew that they had a teleport. They knew that Geek Fam cannot force a turtle. And they knew that if they kept on posturing aggressively, Geek Fam would think that the Lancelot is around them. Yeah. They would completely forget that this Lancelot can take the shortcut. So can Brands. They get rid of Chadera, and then it's a man advantage, 5v4 on top of the big level lead that Anavel has. And he got the turtle. I don't know how he got the turtle, but he got the turtle. He was already ahead, but my god. Wow, EVOS.
It felt like Anavel was playing Ling, the way that he was able to kill Chadera up top and then he just sprinted down bottom.
Well, also
But
one of the
it's
big
all,
problems
of
that Geek is going to have is this X-Borg. Picking that Fermies into the X-Borg is going to be a problem, man.
To win the turtle battle, and now up 4-0 in the kills department. Now Geek Fam how do they respond towards EVOS's aggression?
Headache.
It's back again to that forcing of slow tempo, but it's tough for GEEK fam, because the thing is, even if they try to force that forced tempo, they go and clear out these side lanes, they give Chidera and a boy some space to farm. EVOS are completely fine now, just with that 5,000 gold lead as well. If both equally scale up to the 10th minute with this gold lead still being in favor of EVOS, EVOS will reach their mid-game power spike way faster than GEEK fam will reach their power spike, and that'll end up with EVOS being able to control the map even more. Remember, this is a chip. This is a not a normal snowballing game. This is an EVOS.
C9 Rec, what's up, man?
Double down on an early game with a chip. The snowball might be a bit too tough for GEEK fam to handle, but again, GEEK fam, we've seen them pull off crazy miracle comebacks, and it will be the same here. They will need to do that. They need to find a miracle.
All three. Last turtle here, right? 5,000 gold lead. Perfect turtle for EVOS Glory's side.
Our bit, what's up, man?
Now they know they will not take unnecessary fights. Let's just wait it out. It's a 6,000 gold lead, mind you, in 8 minutes. So yeah, things are not looking good here for GEEK fam. But they know they're ready. They will farm, especially for Chidera. 3 items, maybe then they will be ready to fight.
Jen Jefferson, what's up, man?
Really have the capability to fight back and just out-skirmish EVOS in a 5v5 or even a 3v3. But what are the timers of GEEK fam? What are they waiting for, Miracle?
Chidera for his 3-item power spike. Dreams. The shortcut as well. That's a good start.
Oh!
Chidera placing the wet BMI will save his life. But the turret will fall. Annabelle almost catching a body.
Good pick, good pick, good pick.
Now taking to the backside. It's actually Black Dragon.
Oh!
Trying to distract the 2 members.
Fluffy gets away though still. That's G's, GG's.
3 members out. They either slow it down or try to match that fast pace, but if you do,
just passing through, got my little side quest at Starbucks.
14, 4 levels ahead of Ray. Yikes.
Annabelle is just rolling with the snowbally lead that he has. He's just out jungling Ray, especially as a Lancelot. He's just playing it so swimmingly. Now for EVOS, they have all the advantages that they need to close out. I mean, they have the side lanes pushing up. Chidera is forced to answer and address the lanes pushing towards him, and you also have Fluffy just in the side lanes constantly pressuring you. So GEEK fam, they're split up. They either want to fight back or they just want to try to allocate the side laners to clear up the waves up top and down bottom.
I mean, allocating the gold towards the Claude has been what they were trying to do the whole time, right? But at this point, I think they might just have to sacrifice these tier 2 so that they can actually get the farm that they need. If the tier 2 still are up, GEEK fam can actually just play in the enemy jungle, force these sandwich plays. By the way, Annabelle's level 15 at the 10th minute of the game. This is an MPL ID Season 7 throwback, kind of, from the assassins, the marksmen in the jungle, from being able to farm up to level 15 at 10 minutes. So, yeah, this snowball is getting out of control. They're almost beating the clock with that gold lead. 9.5 in 10 minutes. That'll mean that GEEK fam are going to be placed in a very similar position that they were able to force EVOS on in Game 1. It's all about waiting for a mistake at this point because this
we're going 1-1.
is overwhelming.
Yeah, just like what Mirko mentioned, deja vu of game number 1. Back then it was EVOS waiting for a mistake to happen.
Game
now
shorter than the
GEEK
breaks.
on their knees, looking for something that they
Ken's
can
getting hype right now.
EVOS, it looks like they're playing a flawless game. They're able to just allocate the neutral objectives, they win it out, they fight
Sleep tone tracks,
systematically,
yeah.
and using their ultimates in a way that it will be so advantageous towards them. This shortcut has been very clutch for Dreams to just help and, you know, have a teammates corral behind him, try to look for a fight, and it's just going well for EVOS Glory. Dreams though.
Let's see here, looking for an engage, perhaps looking for information. GEEK fam still killless, and EVOS Glory still deathless. Lord is marching bottom side. And also do know that earlier on, we talked about, Reptar talked about Chip being left open, and now take a look at
Hey bro, is there any chance you cast an MSC?
Is giving.
I mean, there's obviously a chance, but there hasn't been any announcements yet.
But GEEK fam, this is the first Lord. I'm sure they will take care of this first Lord, no problem.
There's a chance anyone could cast an MSC.
For an engage. Oh, Annabelle jumps in. This might be almost a mistake there, and Geek Fam still holds their ground.
Fleet footwork from Annabelle is
Oh.
just left and right. Luke.
Oh my
Oh!
Annabelle, what the heck? That is an assassin's
I
job.
took
Now
the long
Geek Fam,
route.
They will lose a member on this defense. EVOS Glory, they will eye for that mid turret. Annabelle jumps back in. Will they have enough firepower to defend this mid turret? Oh, that's a mistake. Winner's Crunch in here.
Uh-oh.
Clock on, but take a look at the nether realm.
There comes into the backside. Oh, Terra gets cut off though.
Top side. But
Beautiful
Annabelle
IMU.
lost the killing spree. Geek Fam lost another member. Annabelle looking for the backside.
Annabelle, bro.
Finds a boy to claim the double.
Annabelle with the confidence. Baloyski jumping in though.
A mistake, no immortality for this
Well
guy.
played.
He still survives. Geek Fam still holding on for 2 turrets.
What was more impressive? Geek Fam still finding a way to defend that, or Annabelle just styling on him? I can't decide. Both teams played so well. There was one loophole before the team fight that I was about to talk about, right? For EVOS, I noticed that for Clockon, he's actually going for a very defensive build. It's too defensive for how ahead they are. He went for the Blood Wings, the NOD, and the Winter Truncheon. You'd expect on the Valentina you would want to go for extra damage here, especially considering most of your damage will be physical, right? But because Clockon went for this safer, more utility-based build, you can see definitely that they were lacking a little bit of that magic damage. When Annabelle, Brands, and Fluffy try to go in to deal damage, Geek Fam were actually able to withstand that because they rushed a lot of these physical defense items like the anti-Cuirass all the way straight up from the get-go. We have a game fact though.
Game fact by GoPay. Chidera becomes the player with the most quad picks 70 times in MPL ID Season 13 with the highest win rate as well. So yeah, Chidera has been with his power pick, with his comfortable pick in the first 2 games, but this time, not in this game. This game, he hasn't really been able to find the angle. Sure, he had a few blazing duets, but a jump
No, I'm not sleeping, bro. We're just relaxed.
Realizing that, oh, take a look at
Baloyski down.
Now you see him, now you're going again. Annabelle claims their double. Now with the shortcut, perhaps he might looking for the third member, and Annabelle collects the third. Brands now.
Luke goes down. That's G's. Oh, he's running.
5 White Tigers. Overwhelmed, and EVOS Glory will find glory in game number 2. With this,
Creamy, thank you, thank you.
the series stands to 1-1.
The White Tigers claw back.
GG's.
And they bite back.
1-1.
The villains flawless no
1-1, boys.
As EVOS Glory take game number 2. We're all still tied up 1-1.
1-1, an equalizer by EVOS Glory up against Geek Fam, and it's done with a very
Another
risky
break, another
composition to pull
20,
off,
30
yet they
minute break.
pulled it off. That utility build for the Valentina still ended up great. And actually in that team fight, that was probably the highest chance that Geek Fam had to actually turn things around. That was a bit of nature already built for Chidera, but still. The fact that the export dove in together with Annabelle created a big shroud where they were unable
It's
to
like,
really
I don't know, man.
think, react.
It's
So
tough,
many
bro.
effects happening in your face with a nature not popped.
I can
just
understand
there.
on
I think
games
that's
like
what
League and
Annabelle
Dota
said
when
about this
when
game.
games like regularly go 45 minutes to an hour.
But I was reminded
But it does
by
kind of suck when you
Annabelle,
watch,
you are in MPL Indonesia.
when you're here to
You are
watch
not
5
back
games
home
of
where
something,
the shine in this
and you're
region.
watching more breaks than you are gameplay. When I'm here for like 4 hours and I'm watching more breaks than I am gameplay.
EVOS committed that shortcut. The fact that they waited for Annabelle and EVOS to get the pick off onto Chidera, top side, before they committed the shortcut into Turtle just in time for Annabelle to go through Retribution. And then in 12 minutes and 13 seconds, Annabelle signed his name under the base turret up top to take down Luke. And of course, 7 minutes in, the man was already 4 levels ahead of the Fredrin. He's the MVP of the game. If he isn't, I don't know anymore.
I don't know what else he needs to do, right?
I don't know what else he needs to do.
Oh, no.
It feels like, I feel like Annabelle was playing a game of Ling. It feels like pseudo Ling because you have the shortcut to just catch up with your teammates. You know, you have the pinch poise usually, but with Lancelot, you don't have that much of a mobility. Maybe only the puncture or the phantom execution. But then again, when you have the shortcut, it really helps you gather and rendezvous with your teammates together. And the fact that he was able to just out-jungle and out-level Ray was beyond spectacular, especially picking Lancelot up
in a lower bracket final.
You know, Miracle mentioned that that was a
All right.
kind of a risky lineup that he was drafted. And I feel like if the young GOAT Carl Teasy was watching this game right now and he saw the Lancelot of Annabelle, he'd probably go, not bad. And coming from Carl Teasy, that's already like a massive props coming from the young man.
That's crazy props, right? I mean, the fact that Annabelle was able to perform so well on that Lancelot. And for GEEK fam, it's not like they didn't have any winning conditions. I would say it's different to game number 1, right? Game number 1, it looked like EVOS were just lost in the draft. Game number 2, GEEK fam still had those winning conditions. If they were able to weather a storm in the early game, look for some of the trades, you know, keep the goalie from going crazy, they would have had the late game, actually. It's a Claude. They have so many different ways to actually take the game, but unfortunately, Annabelle happened. Chip happened with Annabelle, 7-1-7. That number is always usually a way to disrespect EVOS. 7. But this time,
Annabelle?
it seems Annabelle will be using it to brag.
Am I saying it wrong?
The spirit of 7 is strong with him, but he came up with a
I'm saying it the same exact way Mirko's saying it. Annabelle.
Game number 1, it felt like EVOS were lost in the draft. It feels like here in game number 2, GEEK fam were lost for the first
Bran, what's
6
up?
minutes of the game. It was kind of perplexing to me how Beloyski's heat map for the first 6 minutes was literally center and objectives. I feel like GEEK fam could have done more for the side lanes, especially knowing that they were already losing in the center of the map. But I feel like that's one of the things GEEK fam likes to do, where, you know what, we lost the first one, it's okay, we'll get him the next, because 2 minutes 50 seconds there was a trade. The greedy flicker by Beloyski to try and get a kill into the mid, that caused them to lose.
Oh, like the way Annabelle wouldn't be the winning factor? Yeah, I'm surprised he was.
By the first turtle.
He played really well.
Because both junglers, weirdly enough, were super early with their retributions in Turtle 1. Then it was Clockwood, the Valentina, that got the last hit on Turtle 1. After that, it was just all EVOS playing their comfort game, which is around the objectives.
And we don't get to see it in the highlights.
But also, GEEK never tried to invade like one time.
There are a bit too many highlights to fit in this highlight segment for this game especially. But I do want
like they just let him
attention
farm in the
to
early
that
game.
first turtle. The fact that GEEK fam were taking it so slow, they tried to deny the farm, but then they forced a team fight. They really need to stay a little bit more disciplined in that way. I can definitely see that work, right? If they want to deny that invade potential, get all the buffs, and then go for the neutral objective, it would have worked out. But yeah, Beloyski flickered a bit too far. Shades of his old name and greed, and they were punished for it. That one sin. That
Annabelle's definitely really good. He played amazing on the. He played amazing on the Lance.
Big power spike at the start, because again, a 1,000 gold lead, a 2,000 gold lead at the first 3 minutes of the game for this composition is deadly, and we saw exactly that. Annabelle 5 levels ahead, a BOD War Axe first item, man. There was just so much damage. We were talking about the diversity of damage not being there because of the utility build. They didn't need it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Chidera just got melted. Even if he popped the Wind of Nature, I think the true damage would have went through anyways.
Yeah,
and then Annabelle took control.
Man, EVOS, well, we were talking about mentality when it came to GEEK fam. EVOS definitely showed a lot of great mentality for this game number 2. Knowing that what happened in game number 1, you're going to this game, you draft a lineup that's pure dive. The closest you get to poke is Roger if he was in human form. And you pointed out, Mirko, the item pathing of the Valentina. As the game went on,
I need more caffeine.
Yeah, the damage would have been great, but for him, it's like, I already have the damage. The Lancelot's already leading. We have the light pokes coming in from the chip. The Roger's already there. So for Clockun, it's like his job was, I'll be the one to dish out those risky little pokes, those little hints of Terrify. I'll be the utility, but I don't need the damage. And that decision, I feel like, just goes to show the adjustment ability of Clockun. I remember earlier in the playoffs, I believe that was yesterday or in day 2, he was wondering, it's like, oh, thanks for giving me the low E because the low E is not a power pick for me. For me, it was like, it feels like you played that like a power pick. He made the low E look like a power pick, and now he made this Valentina with defensive item priorities as a power pick.
This has to be a power pick for him, though, because the Valentina has been one of the shining heroes for him in the regular season. And towards the end, he did get that Divine Glaive, right? Although I think he got that Divine Glaive when the enemy team was already wiped out. But hey, it counts as damage still. The Bloodwings was also able to let him survive, but I also want to draw attention to that first item, War Axe for the Lancelot. Even though he started off so early with a big lead, he still kept to that War Axe because he knows that even if he has a 2,000 gold lead, most of these team fights up against GEEK fam will be a little bit longer. They have a Minotaur, they have a Paramis. You mentioned that double stacking Gani of heals, double utility, and they use that with the Yuzong too, that sustain. But because EVO's Glory, Annabelle went for the War Axe early, he was ready. He was well equipped for those long team fights, and he actually got value out of the long team fights up against GEEK Fam. It was really well played. The way that they played the map, the way that they forced GEEK Fam to go for these engages. It's a risky draft, but I guess when you have the skill to pull it off, it's not really as risky as it looked initially.
Overall, what a recovery, right, from EVOS
Amazing recovery,
after that convincing win from GEEK Fam Game 1. But Luke, wow, after a convincing, solid start, this Yuzong just wasn't it. Unfortunately, that Yuzong pick, yeah, sure, you can zone, but who are you to really trying to zone out here? Because the Valentina can juke you out, plus the flicker, chip, I don't care. Sure, you can zone out the Roger, but you know what? It's not really a significant, influential pick. And with that, you can see here the value that Luke gives in Game 1
compared to Game 2
wasn't evident in Game 2.
Definitely, and I think we did also highlight this. Fluffy, a pillar, very consistent. Luke, a bit more volatile, or actually way more volatile. He either carries the game, but sometimes he loses the game for the team. But in this case, I wouldn't go to such extreme lengths, right? It was just unfortunate. As an XP laner, he wasn't even really given the time to go and fight in these team fights. EVOS Glory were already getting the lead on the other side of the map before he can even say anything about it. And yeah, I think for Luke, he has fixed a lot of those discipline issues. It's just now GEEK Fam need to calm down again, try to look for the reset and adapt to game number 2. Maybe game number 3, they don't let the chip open. But so far, actually a good topic, I think, to ask Renmar, because in MPL PH as well, blue side was 100% win rate for the first 2 days.
Yeah.
But then towards the end, red side became more valuable.
Yeah, it's actually interesting to see that in terms of a blue side, red side debate for MPL PH and MPL Indonesia. Like, I revisited your season stats. We're in somewhat the same place, because by the end of the playoffs of MPL PH, blue side was the one that had the more wins. For the longest time, it was red. Then, as you mentioned, it went red, blue, then back to red. I feel like then it goes back to the idea and the discussion of the trading of the power picks, the flexibility on the red side. On blue side, it's like, because of how the power picks look, it's like, okay, you know where they're going. The swerves on the blue side aren't that crazy. The swerves on the red side, even more so now. So maybe if GEEK Fam goes back to the red side, that's where they can play a few more surprises. If they can flex more the surprises that they can dish out on the red side, should be better. That's right? Yeah. There we go.
Great analysis, of course, from our analyst desk. Miracle and Renmar. But if you want to watch the analysis much more better, you can watch it on Samsung TV, where you can have an intense session. But experiencing constant lag, of course, it can all be sorted out by Samsung TV, because mobile gaming is better on TV. You can win any game with the FreeSync Premium Pro and Motion Accelerator Turbo Pro from Neo QLED, making movement smoother and preventing stuttering. Experience more in gaming with Samsung TV. And of course, back on stage is Clara Mongstar and Moko for an interview. Take it away.
Pada mau diamond bukan diamond ya, membagikan skin. Diamond dalam bentuk skin.
Yes dong, kan kalau mau butuh skin harus butuh diamond, tapi kali ini langsung skin ya.
Skin gratis untuk kalian semua. Mau? Sekali lagi mau skin gratis, Super Fans.
Tapi tentunya ada syaratnya dong, Bude.
Tentu saja syaratnya adalah perwakilan dari audiens harus bertanding melawan perwakilan dari MPL. Jika perwakilan dari audiens menang, tentu saja skin gratis akan dibagikan. Tapi kalau perwakilan dari MPL yang menang, wah sayang sekali, harus di hold dulu. Mungkin besok chance-nya mereka bisa menang.
Yes, dan tentunya kemarin kita sudah melihat ya beberapa hari dari Day 1 MPL Playoff, kita sudah ada perwakilan dari MPL Indonesia. Tapi kali ini kayaknya spesial juga ya perwakilan kali ini, Bude.
Betul, jadi kita akan memperkenalkan terlebih dahulu nih. Inilah dia perwakilan kita dari MPL untuk hari ini.
Trex is now on battery saver mode.
Datang dari panggung MPL setelah 5 season menghiasi panggung MPL. Pada akhirnya inilah dia, seseorang the most wanted di MPL di panggung, dan sekarang hadir di sini untuk beradu. Halo. Biasanya kita nggak pernah dengar suaranya ya.
Iya,
biasanya aja. Oke. Master Danang,
Iya, Bude.
selamat datang.
Iya.
Apakah ingin menunjukkan kebolehan sebagai pro player? Bukan.
Ini mau ajak audiens main Johnson sih. Kan sering banget tes game tuh sama pro player kan. Mau nunjukin aja kalau Marcel itu juga jago banget.
Mau menyaingi pro player kira-kira nih ya.
Itu
Dari
dia.
Marcel beralih, tapi hari ini ya khusus karena mewakili MPL Indonesia. Tapi kan tadi udah Master Danang kan bilang
I'm just on my phone right now. I'm waiting. We're always waiting for the next game.
Master Danang memilih audiens yang ingin ditantang dalam video play Johnson Race kali ini.
Nih kira-kira ada yang berani gak nih Bewan nih?
Widih. Widih,
Ada nih. Coba angkat tangan dong yang berani Bewan dong.
Siapa yang berani? Siapa nih?
Cari dulu
Langsung
ya.
aja ya. Dicari, dipilih.
Siapa nih ya?
Kalau kemarin
Siapa yang bisa gendong nih
milihnya
audiens?
cewek.
Master Danang kira-kira kali ini akan memilih, wah banyak nih yang pengen ikutan Baywan sama Master Danang. Dan sudah dipilih, inilah yang akan ditantang oleh Master Danang.
Ini kriteria cari lawan tuh apa sih?
Harus yang siap gendong semua audiens sih.
Apakah kamu siap?
Siap.
Namanya siapa? Taki. Taki asalnya mana?
Dari Palembang.
Jauh-jauh dari Palembang. Datang ke sini untuk memenangkan Johnson Race ini kah?
Iya, itu utamanya.
M6, it's in Singapore.
Terpanggil ya, karena dari hari pertama kita udah mengadakannya loh.
Ya tapi Danang gimana? Udah ready banget. Ini kenapa bisa milih?
I mean Malaysia, my bad, Malaysia.
Menarik perhatian kamu.
Kelihatan badannya gede sih. Kayak
The Malaysia.
Jago banget nih main Johnson ya nih.
Jago nggak?
Insya Allah.
Insya Allah. Apakah top global?
Enggak, tapi udah sering main.
Marshall Danang, seperti Anda salah memilih lawan karena dia udah biasa mainin Johnson. Apakah role kamu, Romer?
Oh, shit.
Betul. Namun jauh-jauh dari Palembang ke sini, apakah kamu mendukung salah satu tim atau ingin merasakan panggung MPL?
Yang pertama pasti ingin merasakan, terus yang kedua dukung salah satu tim yaitu GEEK Fam.
GEEK Fam Unity dari Palembang.
Oh.
Coba dong disapa area-area Palembang, pakai bahasa Palembang.
Halo Wong kita kalau.
Halo, banyak yang nyaut loh, banyak dari Palembang nih kayaknya.
Artinya apa artinya?
Nodally, what's up?
Saudara kita semua.
Halo saudara kita semua.
Danang mau balas pakai
I don't know
bahasa
what they're
apa
saying, guys.
Nggak ada sih, saya lahir di Jakarta soalnya.
Mending Anda balasnya pakai gaya Anda saja.
Malaysia does have a pretty referee.
Oh, Marshall Danang.
Oke, ini menarik pastinya karena di Kidia Play Johnson Race by Samsung. Apa kira-kira kunci kemenanganmu hari ini? Apa yang kira-kira bisa menjadi motivasimu?
Mungkin motivasi aku sih pasti coba dari skinnya sih yang pasti.
Oke, membagikan skin dan ini adalah rulesnya. Jadi akan ada 3 round in total. Startnya dari tengah, kalian tinggal puterin base
Wait, are they about to race?
Putar. Nah, sampai pada akhirnya yang sampai duluan 3 kali di tengah itulah yang menang.
3 kali ya, 3 lap. Udah ready kalian berdua?
Bro, we're not talking about Rose.
Ready.
Rose isn't the referee. We're talking about the referee.
Mari kita bersama-sama menghitung dari 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start! Wah, udah langsung ngegas aja nih. Ninu. Ngeng.
Oh my god, my guy crashed.
Danang.
Oh my god, bro.
Ngepur doang ini. Biarin yang jauh dulu.
Kamu
Nanti
dipur.
balap lagi.
Kamu mau ini kah? Iya, baru mau bilang. Jadi di sini tuh belum ada yang bisa terus-terusan tanpa
What are we
nabrak.
watching,
Kamu
bro?
tadi kenapa nabrak?
Nggak sengaja.
What am I watching right now? Why did I stay up for this?
Ayo Danang
tinggal 2 lagi.
dikejar, apa yang terjadi?
Ini berusaha ngejar nih.
What is he doing?
Danang, baru 1 lap.
What is this?
Ini ngegas dan brem. Ayo, apakah kamu sudah hafal map Mobile Legend?
Kebetulan hafal sih. Karena kan sering pakai Johnson juga. Jadi sebenarnya udah tahu sih beberapa jalan pintasnya ya. Tapi karena ini ngikutin alur tracknya, jadi kita harus ngikutin gitu.
Why did the timer increase? Because they gotta have their Johnson race, man. They gotta have their annual MPL Indonesia Johnson race. It's like the Kentucky Derby down here.
Kemarin pun kayak lawan Kibo itu Johnsonnya kalah Kibo itu sebenarnya tuh.
Let's drink some fucking mint juleps and watch the Kentucky Derby, boys.
Danang dan namun audiens kita perwakilan dari
This is Chicken's favorite part. This is why Chicken's favorite part. This is the exciting.
Semua di sini mendapatkan skin gratis. Wah, udah. Selesai. Kamu mau berapa lap?
Nanti Bude.
I'm dead, bro.
tabrakin ini tabrakin ini skin lebih penting karena kita akan membagikan skin karena kamu. Bagaimana memenangkan Johnson race ini karena dari kemarin ya audiens udah berapa hari gagal.
Let's be real. When Chicken said that the reason why he felt Indonesia was that the production part of Indonesia, come on guys, come on, no part of any, like, if you're a game enjoyer,
Kapan lagi skin gratis ya?
Philippines, Indonesia, NACT, Brazil, like none of the in-between stuff is that fun to watch. That's what I was saying earlier, like very rarely is there actually a good interview or a really good segment. Very rarely. I mean, it's fun if you're in the crowd, it's cool. You have to kill time, so obviously there's something, you know. But like, none of this. I do like Giat thighs. You're right, Raiden.
Luke, jangan lupa makan pempek.
There's only one entertaining thing to me in this segment. I'll let you guys figure that out.
Tentu saja perjalanan dari kedua tim seperti teriset. Harus ada yang mencari poin tambahan demi tambahan untuk bisa memenangkan Best of 5 series ini. Jadi, apakah kalian siap untuk menyaksikan game ketiga? Mari kita sambut, inilah dia dari GEEK Fam dan juga EVOS Glory.
You got it, Stormbringer.
Danang, you've let us down, man. You let us down.
I can't believe it, Danang. I won, man. Come on. I won my match. Won his match as well. Gani didn't, but I guess, you know, Danang learned a few lessons from you instead of me and Omawa.
Hey, we took an L, but the audience got the dub.
Yeah,
True,
of course.
true.
The audience, they're entitled to a free skin after Danang's loss. I don't think it's a loss, it's a net win for everybody. But it's not a net win for GEEK Fam because they were struggling with that composition. I would say that they were, you know, set up for success, but it was so hard for them to just, you know,
we own eggs
with the draft that they have. But of course, for the people coming into the Velodrome, especially when we have Reptar over the desk, he can of course enjoy the benefits.
Bro,
of
Echo
GoPay,
Philippines is looking
the
for
new
players,
GoPay
guys.
app packing damage and packing punches. So you can join the Vote Your Champion event during every playoffs match in the GoPay app, and everyone has a chance to win free GoPay coins up to 10K. Vote Your Champion opens at 10 a.m. daily with prizes including GoPay coins and smartphones. You can also enjoy 100 times transfers to any account and the cheapest phone credit. I mean, they're trying to figure out the GoPay app because Renmar or Reptar is still here for a few days, and he's just trying to find out how he can does his transactions with the GoPay app.
Isn't really familiar here, Reptar. Miracle, thank you for introducing the GoPay app to Renmar. Now he can take advantage of exciting promos for topping up diamonds with GoPay.
Scanning the QR code.
He's scanning the QR code.
LaFell's show leaked. Oh shit.
Don't forget to stop by the GoPay
LaFell's fault. Because his show leaked the scrims. That was LaFell's show leaked that?
GoPay balance up to 500K, 500,000.
Listen guys, we all know scrims don't mean a thing, bro.
Fun matches and meet and greets with
PH teams are notorious for losing scrims.
For Dapok residents,
PH coaches don't want their players to win scrims. If they win all their scrims, it's like, what are y'all doing?
That's the day.
You need to be trying stuff. Scrims are for practicing things, not...
I've been using GoPay all my life, man.
Yeah.
Renmar, you should download it.
Yeah, I have a pro tip. Since I use GoPay now for like a solid minute.
Bro, BTK was clapping a lot of people in scrims, and then their BTK was doing well in scrims. I mean, the Valley was doing pretty good in scrims in M4.
Because you didn't change the language setting for me.
POB was even doing pretty good in scrims.
You just got to learn it the hard way, right?
POB was doing pretty good in
Learn the
scrims.
hard way is
So what happened to them?
Discord with Kadia by clicking the link below or scanning the QR code. Now I'll give you your Samsung phone back, sir. You can scan the QR code again, and this time it should be in English, right? So go ahead, scan it, or you can just type it. It really depends. Eterna usually wants to type the whole thing. She doesn't like scanning the QR code for some reason, Gani. But let's see what Reptar does. Okay, he's scanning the QR code. There you go. That's the normal way, right?
So convenient.
Right, exactly. Why would you make it hard?
Guy, the Samsung UI is in Bahasa, Indonesia. Help a brother out here,
It's
man.
okay,
Come
it's okay.
on.
I got you.
Come on.
So
Alvin Fernando, Trex, are you going to Riyadh? What's in Riyadh? Why would I go to Riyadh? What's happening there?
Indonesian, man.
All right, I will do my best. Saya masih belajar bahasa Indonesia, sorry.
It's very easy. You can join in discussions with like-minded gamers about everything gaming. Now, of course, back to the
SMG?
game.
MSG?
They were set up for success
MSC?
with
What's
that round,
MSC?
and I had my initial
That
doubts
stuff they
with
put in
EVOS.
Chinese
They
food?
did not have an enabler.
Yeah.
That the stuff they put in Chinese food?
Geek fam towards them, but it was more of Geek fam just being battered
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
them diving towards Geek fam. How did they manage to pull that off?
Nah, I'm trying to lay off the
Annabelle
MSG.
is saying,
Alvin.
No engager? That's me. Who's our hard engager? Me.
I'm the engager now.
Yeah, I'm the engager now. And like, again, when you're playing a Lancelot into a lineup like that, you're gonna have some big cojones. You really can't hesitate. You're gonna want to
slay
really
joints.
Make sure you get to time those iframes.
Bro,
so
ain't
that
nobody
you
slaying no
don't get caught up
joints
in the
around here,
Geek
bro.
fam. And again, for the side
Stop
of
using
Geek,
that word like you're a fucking 40-year-old, like you're a 40-year-old black man from New York or something, bro.
really cost them the early objectives, which allowed Annabelle to
Why do you keep
run
saying
wild,
joints,
really.
bro?
And
Like you're
set,
from the fucking
set
Bronx or
EVOS up,
something.
Ironically enough, for success when the lineup of EVOS should really be struggling against the lineup for Geek Fam. I think now also, I don't know if they're going to be playing the Yuzong into the Xborg lineup matchup now, because for that game number 2, it really looked like Fluffy had Luke's number as an Xborg against the YZ.
But this is, of course, Indonesia's representatives through the MSC series from time to time. 2017, we had Elite
Onyx is the only
Eight,
team
and
that's
that
ever
was
won an MSC
so
from
all the
Indo.
Pioneers. And then, of course, throughout the seasons, we have familiar faces, RQ, EVOS, Onyx.
Damn,
You know,
Indo ain't
Alpha,
won shit,
for one
bro.
time, Miracle, and they're trying to fight back to MSC, but, you know, it's getting hard for them now.
0 for 1 for you, 2 for 3 for me.
2 MSCs and
Hey,
1
you know
Worlds,
what? I
bro.
agree with Mirko, M6 Strat.
M6 Strat.
They're
There you
playing
go.
late game.
Who won all those other
That's what
ones?
Geek Fam need to do as well. If they want to make it here with Fnatic Onyx, right? I mean, hey, Fnatic Onyx, congratulations to them again. MSC 2024. Yeah, you're right. 2 for 3. Will it be 50-50? Maybe it'll be 2 for 4, or will it be 3 for 4, right? I mean, hopefully it'll be 3 for 4 Gani. You know, now that Bigatron Alpha.
Onyx is Indo, I know. They've only won
Onyx
2.
have a chance.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, I just really want to know though, who does Gani support again?
Fnatic Onyx.
Fnatic. Since when?
Since season 7.
Oh, so you're a loyalist. All right, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
The question we should be asking
For
is
some reason, I thought Indo. The main reason I'm saying this is I felt like I thought Indo won a lot more MSCs than just those 2.
But I've been a Fnatic fan since 2013, but, you know, they weren't really in the MLBB scene now.
Yeah.
But I feel like now
Madrid, Fnatic, Onyx.
I'm going to be a fan of Fnatic Onyx. I've been a long-time Kyrie fan, though. The reason why I went to M5 was not to meet Mirko. I was there for Kyrie.
I think
wanted to take a picture with him.
90% of the people there were like, yeah, Kyrie, right? I mean,
Blood, Kyrie's already in Indonesia. Why do you have to fly to the Philippines to meet Kyrie in the Philippines?
You know,
I got it. I respect the game, but I question it.
he wanted to see Kyrie lift the World Championship trophy. Unfortunately, that wasn't what happened, right?
In his hometown.
In his hometown, it would have been perfect for Realize. It would have been even more perfect
One
for Kyrie.
team,
But maybe he
one
gets another
voice.
shot at that
One
technically
family.
World title? Wait, is MSC considered a world title now? It's a mid-season cup. There's a lot of different countries. Just kind of like the M World as well.
Yeah, it's gonna take a year or two for us to recalibrate the terms now. It's a worldwide tournament, MSC.
It is, but recalibration comes through the drafting phase now. Presented by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Still the same bands, but now a few changes as they want to respect that chip. Now, will they let that Hellcurt go, or will it be the Masha that slips to the hands of GEEK?
That's a very good question, because is it Lo Yi, Masha, Hellcurt? Either of those three are first pickable for GEEK. So it's the Hellcurt. Actually, no, Masha not that first pickable. Just pick up the Lo Yi.
Yeah, Lo Yi. I think it's basically the same thing as game number 1, right? For EVOS Glory on the red side as well. I think the changes that they need to make is don't go for that deny pick on the Ruby. Go
Drum roll, please.
Yeah,
I like it.
Okay, that's great. Let's see how Fluffy plays on it, or is this a dream pick? It should be XP with the changes to the Masha, but that has only given GEEK Fam ways to now utilize that flex pick of the Ruby, right? The Fredrin's still gonna go to the hands of GEEK Fam, and now that Ruby.
But Luke's got a mean-ass fucking Ruby too. So does Beloyski.
That's been one of the ways that they've been able to outdraft a lot of their opponents in the playoffs.
Talking about trading power picks, but it feels like now.
Why not take? Why don't they take the?
For Kwakun, it was Luo Yi.
They should have Fredrin Masha. I don't think they should have picked up the Roger here.
Now it's kind of a swap because the Masha falls in the hands of EVOS. Yet to be decided who will play it though. So how does this draft shape into the second phase later on? You also have that Dream Special, the Tigreal. So this is rounding up pretty well for EVOS.
I like that they went for one of the two power picks of Dreams. It's either the Minotaur or the Tigreal, which he really shines with. Again, coming from the Philippines, I would have preferred the Minotaur, but I understand the Tig. I've seen Dreams play the Tigreal, and it's going to be a great pickup. Good ban on the Valentina by GEEK Fam. It would have been a great pickup for EVOS right now, but there's still a lot of majors open. Good ban on the Edith too.
Bearmy's pick from EVOS.
Edith and the Ruby. This could have been an Edith and a Fredrin for GEEK Fam, because that would have been really annoying to go up against, so it was a good ban by EVOS.
So somehow similar as for game 1, but in Anti-Mage's word himself, he stated that
Bearmy's pick.
Dreams is the best Tigreal in MPL. #1 Tigreal.
For sure, man.
So let's see here, right? Again, they left out the Biggie. We talked about the Biggie. Back room. Will it come through for GEEK?
You know, the main weakness of the Diggy is pure damage, and they kind of have a lot of
Or
that
Vex.
right now. That's so much burst. Yeah, sure, you can get out of the implosion, but if you get bursted down, it's a done deal. In the early game as well, very easy for EVOS to maybe try to look for a snowball. I think for GEEK Fam, you know, something that has been left open, that was banned in game number 1 was the Kaja. We were talking about how that could actually be a way to try to deny the Masha, but now looking at EVOS' draft again, man, they have that Tigreal to overlay that Masha Thunderclap. So if he does use a Divine Judgment onto the Masha, then there's going to be layers and layers of CC threats. So it's
Ruby
more of
Rome,
that
Ruby could
normal
be
EVOS
EXP.
that we've come accustomed to throughout the playoffs.
That was an MPL.
Didn't Luke play Ruby like
Season 13 playoffs.
2 days ago?
The blue side has had a higher win
There you go,
rate
yeah.
with
Ruby
13
Rome,
first picks
Lapu
at
Lapus, decent pick.
50% win rate. So that's a lot of win rate for the blue side. But now again, Lapu Lapu in the hands of Luke. This could be also a power pick for him because he was well known for this pick.
Alpha.
An Annabelle special at that.
Yeah, so iconic for EVOS, and honestly, as someone who doesn't watch a lot of MPL Indonesia,
It ain't over yet. It definitely ain't over yet.
Come up in MPL Philippines. When I saw it in other tournaments, that's Annabelle. That's an EVOS playstyle.
Add more layers onto it, right? I mean, the fact that now you have a Thunderclap, you have a Tigreal with the Implosion, you have now an Alpha as well. So many layers. GEEK Fam definitely a bit more difficult to pull off their composition. Meanwhile, EVOS, it's kind of a mix of their game 1 and game 2. Plus, you know what he was able to do on the Lancelot? Now he's on an actual signature pick.
Yeah, I like how they added a little bit more true damage for their lineup. It would have been really great. And now, let's see, GEEK Fam might actually struggle here.
The White Tigers have pulled out their fangs, but will their claws be able to scratch through the villains? Game number 3 Geek Fam against EVOS. Glory.
I don't go until 11, but I work a double today. Like, I'll be there till about 1 a.m. tonight. So I'm actually trying to see if they don't need, and it's been a little slow lately. So I was actually literally just messaging my boss saying, hey, if you guys don't need me this morning, I would be perfectly okay just coming in for my night shift.
Face off against the gods of MPL ID, the Sky Kings, Fnatic Onyx. And this is the main advantage that Alpha has been able to get. That was actually countered by Fnatic Onyx yesterday. When you pick up an Alpha and you're up against someone who clears faster, like the Julian that was used up by Fnatic Onyx, it does put the Alpha in a tough spot. But here, it's back to the usual for Anova on the comfort pick and a comfort matchup. Against a tanky, utility, jungler in the enemy team, Anvil should be able to utilize this clear speed much better than he was able to yesterday. It's still the same, by the way, Master Assassin for Chidera on this losing matchup. So he's trying to isolate himself as much as possible. I think Chidera this game, especially, will be placed on the weak side. So for Geek Fam, they might try to go for just battles in the neutral objective, and they'll have to just leave Chidera alone.
It's going to be a constant 1v1 down bottom, so the Master Assassin is just going to help them, you know, prevail and weather the storm in those 1v1 situations. But for Annavel, he has level 4.
If it happens to be slow this morning, I would totally be okay just coming in for my night shift.
Or will he be the one
Which emoji do I put after that?
The side lanes?
I think for sure right now it's all about farming. I don't think there's enough kill pressure to really threaten a Lapu Lapu with the help of the Lo Yi or even the Claude in the early game with the Purify. So it's just a battle farm right now. Both teams are taking it slow as they should, waiting for the first neutral objective to spawn.
Yeah, this next neutral objective will be the main menu for both of these teams where the fight will happen. I mean, counting down the items, they are trying to catch that power spike, but they have more prio up top in the turtle. They have 4 players close by towards this objective. I don't see an angle where EVOS can contest unless they have their engagers towards the turtle.
See, those dreams will be poked, will be chunked, forced to use the flicker early and slides out of the way. Annavel though, Alphavel might as well, has no window to enter. Ray will claim the first turtle, no problem.
Again, Geek Fam have so much prio.
Sorry guys, let me fix it. My camera's not huge, is it? Let me fix my camera, guys, sorry. Trying to message my boss.
EVOS wasn't even given a chance. They had to trade blows though, as Flicker for a Flicker.
Great control, and even in the bottom lane, Chidera outlaning Grants, doing a very, very good job. Out trading, winning in that matchup. But I think for Geek Fam especially, what's really impressive is the fact that they are very, very decisive. And that's the main issue usually for Tigreal players. When the enemy team is so decisive in the engages and the pickoffs, especially with the Ruby, it's tough for you to look for an angle to go for that engage, right? I mean, you're already so low before you can even look or think about that implosion. So you might as well cancel it out. You might as well flicker backwards, play the safe route, and if Dreams constantly gets catched or caught by Beloyski like this, oh, implosion. Interesting. No follow-up though. Oh, take a look at the recovery from the side of Geek Fam, and now Ray claims first blood in the 3rd game, and with that, they're not going to be greedy.
He gets first kill.
Satisfied.
That implosion was a half stance. There wasn't a single follow-up towards Dreams, and it was just so hard for him to be able to enable that team fight because no one was there to help him.
No one, yeah. Even if he had got the shove, I don't think they would have really been able to kill Beloy, and even then they would have to use so many resources on him that I don't think it's going to be worth it anyways. But yes, that's how annoying the Ruby is up against the Tigreal if he's all up on your face, man. Like, man, get off me. And sometimes, you know, you get frustrated. Dreams definitely got frustrated there. Decides to implode on him. No! But then he gets punished for it, right? 1-0 for Geek Fam. The kill also to Ray. It's actually, I would say usually you want to give it to the gold lane, but in that situation, it's great. You want to nullify.
What's the score, chat? It's 1-1, baby.
The neutral objectives, and what better way than to give the jungler that kill. More gold, more tankiness to be able to withstand that Annavel Alpha damage early.
The zoning has been very good for Geek Fam, the way they control the spacing in terms of the backline and the front line, and they're able to zone out Dreams to activate his implosion. So they need a second option, they need a second plan. And that could come from Annavel with the Spear of Alpha, but he's just not finding the angles. He's playing from a flank angle, Luke jumping in.
It's gonna be rinse and repeat, and Dreams though this time.
Oh, good combo from EVOS. Couldn't really ask for more.
Will also be the trade Ray.
Bro, how do they, there's no way they don't come out on top of this fight, man. Oh my, bro, they literally, like, everything you could think of.
It was a nail biter. Felt
Honestly,
like Fluffy was going
Turtle
to
Shield
carry
probably
that
saved
fight,
Geek there.
But he ran out of health, and he just got bursted down by Geek Fam.
The same pattern all over again for Geek Fam. The fact that they were able to utilize this early game lead of the Loyi, that crazy burst damage of the dispersion and the rotation, and Loy constantly just being in the face of Dream, forcing him to implode, flicker, do something, react to my play. That was brilliantly done, and Luke, he knows how to play the Masha, he knows how to go up against it.
2v1, Flaw is there to assist.
Diversion.
Okay. Is there to just back away here. Diversion will not have any threats this time.
Again, so much potential. Jadara just pops blazing the wet to clear out that.
Yeah, so not only do they get the Turtle Shield, they also get the Luyi.
Geek Fam, they have a lot of options to just jump in. They also have the diversion as an extra backup to tame down EVOS if they decide to counter-engage, because their counter-engages, to be honest, are pretty strong. They have the Implosion, they have the Spear of Alpha that could enable them to just turn the fight around. But when you have a diversion with 2 or 3 players coming from the backline, that is going to disrupt EVOS's plan.
Massively. Now with the Hunter Strike built up from Luke as well, for Luke. The Anti-Chorus rush as well, though. Look at that for Ray. Same build path that he went for in the previous game. He goes to Athena Shield last game, right after the
Oh, very well played.
Say goodnight to Claw. Diversion again, aggressively to the other side of the map here. Rans snips that one out. And
Bro, that's why the Luyi is so vicious.
there, will he engage? Is the question.
Because you can do things like that. You can take a fight in mid, and then instantly go down to bot so that Brands gets no push on the tower. Maybe you even get a gank. You rotate back to mid, and you just wash, rinse, and repeat. And then you do it on a different lane. You go down to EXP, or you attack mid, you teleport over to EXP, you walk back to mid, you teleport down to gold, you walk, I mean, there's just so many, and that's not even that. That's not even like using it aggressively to attack or anything. That's just rotations.
Alpha to get out. And yeah, again, Geek, they know they do not have to take this swiftly, so they will take their time.
Great discipline. Amazing discipline from Geek Fan. They have a 2.5k goal lead.
Yeah, but Geek's playing well against the Masha. Like, don't get me wrong, the Masha can still pop off, but Geek's playing well against it. They're slowing it down. What we saw on Luke last time was Masha was deathless. Masha got some early game kills. Like, Masha was farming, was winning lane.
For the right moment, Dreams now frustrated.
Oh my goodness, again, good. Oh, they will collapse.
Fluffy, get that kill, bro.
And the turtle as well. A boy now.
Oh, thank God Fluffy got that. Fluffy needed that so bad. Well played, well played. 3 for 1, 3 for 1.
Brands again looking for the kill, finds Luke. In the mid side, it's Jadara against Annabelle. Will survive both at 4 members from Geek down and out.
The heroes
M6 motto is not greater than ever, bro. Stop it. It was just better than great. Stop it, bro. It better not be greater than ever. And if it is, I hope this doesn't get clipped.
This is where it can get scary for Geek Fam.
Oh my God. Well, the damage will not be enough with the tire.
Oh, Annabelle down.
Boy locks Annabelle down.
A rare mistake from Annabelle, and you don't do that up against Baloy. You don't greed against the greed. Oh my goodness. Caught off guard. And the snowball that EVO's Glory would have been able to hold with that would have been massive, but now Geek Fam are the ones who are actually able
Yo, what's
to
this Ice Age ad doing on the screen right now?
Around the map. EVOS, yes, they'll still be scaling with that glass cannon build of the Masha, but so are Geek Fam. I'm gonna take a look back here to the items real quick to take a look at Chidera. Third item, very, very close to being built up.
Greater than best.
It's a very, very good time as
the
well.
best of the great.
10 minutes should be time where he gets it, and then he will be able to get that win in nature. Once
M7
does,
will be
Brands, it'll be a bit tough for them to
way
chase him down, to threaten him in these team fights.
Way greater and better.
Wait, Enchanted Talisman and the Divine Glaive. Wow.
Way greater.
So he's actually just going for damage.
Way greater.
Early, he got that lead. And
massively greater than the best.
I'll carry the game.
Yeah, it's that damage, that extra layer of damage. Diversion play, wanting to
M8 slightly above the top.
He's in the safe. He's okay. He is fine and dandy, and now a Lord fight down bottom could be the next of our agendas.
But for
From
Geek Fam,
7 is
they
JP's
work well
fault.
together, they have so much control. EVOS, though, they're preparing themselves for this clash. It could be very scary because Geek Fam, timers, they have all the ultimates ready. Their spells are also on the go. So it's just down to how these two teams fight. Take it slow. I think that's number one for Geek Fam, right? EVOS Glory, they are behind, but it's still very, very scary. That AoE, that team fighting presence, the layering of CC can still turn the game around. Fluffy BOD, that's a big power spike now for him to go up against a boy and Chidera. Diversion to the bottom lane.
Oh, EVOS Glory, they're definitely feeling the heat.
Oh!
And Brands will be the casualty. EVOS Glory will be down without a marksman. Now Ray will look for a potential engage. Voloisky opening up the bush perhaps in that mid. Spots Fluffy and Annabelle. And Geek, take a look at this. Does not rush on towards the Lord though. They will now. Dreams will be spotted and Geek will have the Lord.
The hunter becomes the hunted. And Geek Fam are the ones claiming everything. Diversion. It's not gonna be much of a threat because they still have that extra turret to shield them from the terrors of the villains.
Amazing plays, man, from Geek Fam. That macro prowess of theirs, understanding where to rotate. Finding the mistakes of Brands as well, who overextended, definitely, right? A little bit of a miscalculation for Brands that was punished instantly. These small little victories for Geek Fam, they are able to find these angles that are absolutely ridiculous. No hesitation whatsoever in all the engages. Despite EVOS being able to win out in that one turtle fight, they still stay calm and Dreams again. Getting scouted, Beloit.
And defended early, on towards Dreams. Forced to use the flicker early. Annabelle though, taunted, caught by 4 members.
Oh!
Fired by Luke, cancelled.
Oh, Luke!
Will deal damage, and that will be the trade.
It may have something to honestly, I feel like M6.
Luke is just jumping forward. He's not.
It's gonna have something to do with like
Towards tier 1 turret. This could be very scary for EVOS.
No flicker, will be taken down. Top turret though will
Hold on.
finds an amazing
Hold on.
Takes a boy down with him.
That's how annoying
it's gonna have something to do with like
hey, that was a Geek Fam win. That should have
like
been
returning like
for EVOS at all.
back to the
Fluffy,
beginning or
tap
something,
one
like
punch,
returning to
scratches, and a boy is
greatness
gone.
or
So
something,
still,
because
you need to
it's gonna be
respect, and I
back
think
at
for the most part,
Malaysia
Geek Fam,
where
their discipline
M1
has been
was, you know,
phenomenal.
like I
Absolutely
feel
phenomenal.
like
And we did also have this
it's
discussion
gonna have
behind
some
the
sort of
scenes. How
thing
do
like
Geek Fam
that,
take down
maybe.
EVOS Glory? These pickoffs are number one. When you're up against a Tigreal, number one way to beat it, you gotta pick it up. You gotta try to be in the face of that Tigreal, force him to use the implosion either on that one member or get caught anyways, right? So Dreams, very, very hard time right now getting scouted in. Most of the success that EVOS Glory have been able to find with the Tigreal is when the Tigreal is the re-engager. They wait for another person to distract, and he comes in through the shadows with the conceal to find that pickoff. And I think also, man, Geek Fam, the way that they've been able to counter the Masha hasn't been through their picks. It has been through the way that they play the game. They constantly just walk the Masha down. If you can't engage first,
we will never have an M series in North America,
Oh my
but maybe Saudi.
Fluffy will not find the kill. Annabelle is backside, doing work as well. EVOS Glory, they know that they will not have enough resources and that they just go back away.
Both teams playing ping pong, and it's just so hard for Dreams to find the engage. The spotters of Geek Fam, they're able to just scout him out, and he's not having a good time. Not once did we see, you know, a game-changing implosion yet from Dreams.
We are better than great. You know what was lit? You guys remember at M5 when they had like the, what was the video where they played like all the different songs? Didn't they do that? Did they do that? Maybe I'm fucking delusional. That might have been League of Legends.
Is because he can one-shot, he can threaten the frontliners with the Malefic Roar. He's going to
I feel like before Grand Finals they did each song.
Been able to scout him. These frontliners have been taking the issue onto Fluffy. They've been standing in front of Fluffy, forcing those HP
Did M1
bars
have a
down.
song?
So if Geek Fam continue that way of opening up the
No,
map,
yeah,
of
in the
staying in front of
M5
Fluffy,
Grand Opening,
he's
they
not
did,
going
yeah,
to
in the
be able to
M5
utilize
Grand
the
Opening,
early
Grand
two
Finals
POVs that he'll be
opening,
able to get
they did.
here to go for the backliners. He's incredibly squishy. Remember, he has 3 HP bars, but these tanks,
They did all
like
the
Ruby and
songs.
Fredgen, they can deplete that 3 HP bars quick.
Oh my god. It's looking very bleak for the heroes as the villain run rampant in the land of dawn. But we do see them having that glimmer of hope. As always, they are EVOS,
#7 to lower.
Damn, that's a lot of
bracket
people
finals.
outside
Sure,
watching.
Easy, but Dreams.
Again, that's info. No flicker for Dreams means no threat of that flicker implosion. Now EVOS Glory, they're desperate, looking for an angle, looking for that small window.
Look at the Geek girls. Look at the
Quite an
fam.
effective angle. Now Annabelle, the position towards the top side of the map though. Geek fam still with 5 in that lower pit. Again, they're taking their time though. Risky flickers out of the way. Fluffy.
Bro, why is she crying?
The window that they need. Fluffy backs
Her team's
away.
winning.
EVOS Glory, they reposition.
Oh!
With the bravest
Ray!
again finds the mark. EVOS Glory, they need to be satisfied with taking down 2.
Light in the end of the tunnel for EVOS, but Geek are able to even it out, even win it out by getting the Lord in the hands of Retribution. It is so odd to see Dreams just flickering.
Retribution. Guys, the name plays are getting a little...
So that was a fight without the clutch implosion.
And that was a fight that
Indonesia.
played really well, but Geek Fam played
Fucking Mirko, Gani, Hirashi, Eterna.
doubted
Realized...
so many times, including by me, myself. Oh, what?
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Beware, my guy. Good night now, top side, vulnerable. EVOS Glory will let that go. Fluffy Dreams, Brands and Annabelle. Will they be able to defend this one? A boy Ray with the offense. Oh, Fluffy soaks in a lot of damage. A boy though, half HP. Dreams looking for a cover. Oh, Fluffy survives. EVOS stands with 4, and with that, Geek will take the top turret down.
They hold their fortress down, but a second wave is coming towards that inner base turret. Will they be able to hold this?
Seems like the mid will be.
It should be okay.
Yeah, they will sacrifice that mid turret as well.
5K gold
That will
lead.
be it, right? 5,000 gold lead, Geek Fam.
Bless.
Objectives on the board for now.
So disciplined, Geek Fam. They're so happy with these picks, and they understand the calculation.
My
of
knees
their
hurt.
Skill rotation
I'm getting old, guys.
Well, man. That diversion was beautiful.
It's time to
by the way.
pack it
He
up.
used towards the upper part of the map, outside of the map. So
Oh,
couldn't see
fuck.
it. Yeah, he needs to be more aware of those situations for sure. But even then, it's so tough. It's so unexpected. Claw was definitely expecting, all right, they're somewhere in the bottom lane. They want to clear these waves. But yeah,
Why do I
once you
put
see
myself through this?
An enemy team with a low E disappear from the map, run. That's what you need to do. Run. Don't stay in front, especially when you're a Vexana. And let's take a look at the items once again. Luke with just a Hunter Strike, full defensive items. And a boy, that Winter Truncheon, the way that he was able to bait the Thunderclap in, Winter in, and there you go, another
How old am I?
attempt.
About 3.2 million years old. Oh, Fluffy still able to get away. Nice Eternal Guardian. Annabelle with the spear. And comes a blazing duet, Chidera. That's it, G's, GG's, GG's, GG's.
And that might
Well
be
played.
it. EVOS Glory, they might have to throw in the towel as only Brands and Claw. Can they make the defense? Will they have enough firepower is the question. Geek, 2 lanes, jumping in, Claw will be the target, and that will be all. Brands taken out rid of nature. Will be all for naught. Ladies and gentlemen, Maloyski made a deal with the devil, and now he is at match point.
The villains.
Why are they the villains?
Terrorizing
I'm so
the
confused.
heroes. They are not able to bend down as Geek Fam seek out
Why are Geek the villains?
that MSC slot, that grand final slot. They are in Cloud9, match point in their eyes.
He didn't make a deal with the devil. It seems he is the devil. What
What?
was that? Raptor.
He is the devil himself. Big evil, Geek Fam with the big D, big discipline to make that lineup work. Low Yi, Ruby, Fred, they took EVOS Glory by
So
surprise.
confused.
And now EVOS, they're gonna need to pull off some insane heroics up against a team that loves putting other teams in this spot in the lower bracket.
Like I said, lower bracket is hell for some teams, and EVOS is not an exception. Geek Fam are the residers. They're making this lower bracket game so hard for them, and that was one example, one exquisite example of what it feels like to be in the court of Geek Fam. They were just dictating the whole game towards EVOS. EVOS were not given a chance to engage with that Tigreal, always playing so defensively. This is looking bleak for EVOS.
2-1 match point for the residents of the lower brackets, the residents of hell. EVOS are only just a guest here, but an unwelcomed one, it seems, in game number 3. Completely outclassed. The way that they played around those strong picks, those comfort picks. It was an Annabelle Alpha, an Alpha Bell. It was a Masha that was taken away from them, but when you take a Masha away from a Masha main, he knows how to beat it. Beloy knows as well. That's always the big question, you know, that I have in mind whenever I try these big
Maybe
picks
because
and
of
I play
Cinderella
my
story?
prio picks. It's like, all right, is it a prio pick because I'm
gonna
good,
ask
or is
them.
it bec- is
I'm
it- is
sending
it
a- I'm sending a
because
message
I'm
to the
good
group
that it's a
chat.
prio pick? And we found out the real way there that the Masha is good on Luke.
And GEEK Fam made that look easy, how they handled that Masha. It's the idea of they know that the Masha will always be, or almost always be a sure kill for EVOS. They know that the Masha can take someone down. GEEK Fam were like, okay, just make sure we're trading it. And it's not always the kill. If Masha gets a kill, they're going to kill the Masha back. They're going to kill someone else back. Or they're going to trade it somewhere else in the map because they know that's where EVOS is. If Masha is here, that means there's at least 2 or other 3 members of EVOS in this part of the map. So, is Chidera splitting? Is another member of GEEK Fam, of EVOS, of GEEK Fam splitting as well. They were just trading over and over again. That's why the kill count of this game was so high at the end of it all. Because GEEK Fam knew that, okay, they want to fight, we're going to take the fight through them. And then you guys mentioned it. They don't let the Tigreal get into
Why is Reptar
position.
casting?
They say, hey, Tig, your position
Because
is
he got
getting killed
invited,
by
maybe?
Ruby.
Yeah, that was such a defensive game from Dream. Someone who we know is a connoisseur of the Tigreal, an aggressive one at that. But of course, the MVP presented by Samsung Galaxy S24 series, it is a boy. A stellar game with this Loyi fishing for those little skirmishes, maximizing the diversion. It was all just him dictating the tempo for GEEK Fam.
100% kill participation, right? Teamfight participation. You can see it for yourself. 7, 2, and 9. The 2 numbers that cursed EVO's glory back in the regular season. 7 and 9, you know, remember?
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's, again, a boy's way to carry this game. Obviously, the diversions were amazing, but that's what we've come to expect from a boy. But
A boy.
he was able to carry
A man.
the team on his back in the early
A
game,
son.
and that's what's most impressive, right? Even against a Masha, a triple kill at the start of the game. Fluffy not able. A boy practically stole the highlight from Fluffy. It looked like it was a good team fight for Fluffy, but all the way from the start as well. Beloy, oh dude, this guy always just stood in front of Dreams, made him look, and even when it looked bad, this was it. A boy, look at his positioning, just all the way. And his positioning wasn't actually that crazy. It was his spacing, right? Understanding where he needs to rotate, straight into Ray, and then continuing this onslaught of damage. Even here, the confidence of staying in front as a Loyi against a Tigreal.
He made that Purify so worth it. I felt like for EVOS, you could see in some moments they were trying to force the Purify out of that Loyi.
BRB.
The Loyi was such an important target for those longer team fights. And once you get to handle that Loyi, get her out of position, make the most out of it, that's the team fight where we saw EVOS won. But then, suddenly, if they GEEK Fam just stayed calm again, Luke's in a right angle, Ray, he did a really great job of trying to stay away from the members of EVOS to make sure he got that retribution, dashing into that Lord pit, getting that retri at the last time. Yeah, GEEK Fam was just calmer this time around. They made their decisions worth it, unlike in game number 2.
I'm just ready for grand finals at this point, guys.
team with a
I'm ready for
Loyi
grand
goes
finals,
missing in the
and I'm
map.
ready for
Run.
MSC to be coming
That
already.
happened twice to them.
Nowhere is safe.
It feels like you're in a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly.
The suspense.
I want to start doing MSC
Is it
content
safe?
already.
Is this lane safe?
And the
No.
answer is usually no, exactly. It's like in front
Bro,
of
Raiden, I literally told
Jason,
GDICO, I was DMing GDICO a few days ago.
Avoid doors, walls,
I told him the same
holes in
exact thing. I was
ground,
like,
anything.
keep them boys in check, bro.
Even here, I mean, they
I was
tried
like,
to stay
keep
out
them
the
boys in
doorways,
check, man.
They came out of nowhere. They came outside of the map, teleported in with that diversion.
Keep their head in the
Oh,
game.
it was well played for GEEK
Keep
Fam.
their head in the
Just like
game and out of the
early game with
coochie.
The Master Assassin, he just completely gave Claude, Chidera, the way to play that weak side in the gold lane. They played towards that top side of the map, and it was phenomenal. They know that the Masha wasn't going to be online at the early parts of the game unless he's able to find a flank. And you can really see as well, the Masha without the Loyi, it's hard to find angles, especially when you're constantly getting screened, getting seen around the map.
and it really got to the point where EVOS Glory, they understood that their lineup would hit a power spike. Once that Vexana got the first main item with the glowing wand, once we saw the full combo finally getting dished out, the Alpha, the Take, the Vex all together, it looked really rough for GEEK fam. But it then boiled down to GEEK fam, as you mentioned it during the cast, they just ended up playing better because they knew that, okay, you can't come up with like front-to-back angles straight up against EVOS Glory. You know the Mash is gonna dive. But Luke, where is he coming from? If he's coming from the sides, if he's coming from the flank, perfect. That's the spot where you want to be in if you're GEEK fam. And then, I then have to go back to Annabelle. He spent 27 seconds in the jungle of GEEK fam after they got turtle number 3. I knew he was trying to get resources, trying to push out the minion wave in mid, but him falling there lost them a little bit more map control heading into Lord 1.
Well, it was all just calculated for GEEK fam. And I feel like there's a contrast difference between the Masha of GEEK fams and the Masha of EVOS. Was it all down to just, you know, individual usage and utility of this Masha, or was that a predestinated plan coming from both teams on how to approach this Masha? What's the differences between these two Mashas?
It's team effort, number one, right? To utilize the Masha. That's number one, because obviously Luke is amazing. Fluffy should be amazing too on the Masha, and we did see a glimpse of that, but unfortunately, GEEK fam knows.
I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Masha. I guess now for EVOS, a good, like an advantage for them would be, all right, now we understand how to go up against the Masha, because GEEK fam basically showed the blueprint, right? You just screen him, you always send your frontliners first. But again, I would say there's a little bit of individual prowess as well showed there. I think in the itemization mostly, because again, we did mention this in the game. The Fluffy's Masha went for the 2 BOD straight away after the Heptasies, and that means, you have a lot of damage, but the frontliners is a big no-no. You just don't want to go up against the frontliners. And the thing is, in that game especially, the frontliners were always standing in front of him, forcing him to thunderclap back towards the frontliners. So it's all about understanding that and utilizing, and that was what Luke was able to do in game 1. That's why it was banned in game number 2. He's just so smart with the itemization and the way that he plays on that Masha.
It was so crazy. I want to highlight the keyword screening. They were completely screening not only the Masha, but Dreams as well. Unable to move, rendered immobile. It was just so hard for Dreams to play. But what is not hard, is of course to get your hands on the collection of Ube S Gold. You can get it now, only 150 pieces available of the limited edition Benedetta Electro Katana and Mythic Warrior Rings, a collaboration between Ube S Gold and Mobile Legends Bang Bang MPL Indonesia Season 13. It is available on the offline store at the Ube S Gold booth at MPL Playoffs just outside of the Jakarta International Velodrome, and also online at ubeslifestyle.com and Ubes Lifestyle e-commerce.
Oh man, I mean, looking at game 3 earlier, having some gold in real life sounds fascinating.
Wait, is that an actual katana?
Yes.
Like,
not a full, not real size. You know,
Alright.
it's a mini one. It's like for a necklace.
Oh, that's cool. No, that's still that's still really worth it.
I always thought that Benedetta's skills it sounds very good. Electro Final Blow.
Yeah.
And having the fact that you have kind of a golden katana just hang over you, it's just something so I don't know, so flamboyant, so good, so majestic. But of course, you can dive into the action in ESL Snapdragon. You can get the tickets from,
check it out,
10,000 rupiah. That is so cheap. Even a pack of Sablak is much more expensive. Do you know what the Sablak is?
I don't know what it is, but that sounds delicious.
It does.
Is it food? Okay, it's
it
food.
Is food.
Good thing.
All right, just he has a reference of gold tick. Okay, he understands gold tick.
I love gold tick,
So
bro.
you can get one portion of gold tick.
Yeah.
With this 10,000.
Oh, for the Filipino viewers, that's like 39 pesos.
Wow.
There you go. Comparison.
That's
Straight
super
up.
affordable.
Super affordable, and it's in. If you want to know a fun fact, ESL SPS this season will be in Jakarta, and it'll be in our previous season's playoff venue, Mahaka Square.
Mahaka Square. There's a little bit of history there, of course. Miracle, kind of sad, you know, seeing Bigatron able to live up to the late game.
That's every season.
That's
every month.
Every month. But of course, we want to throw it back to the stage for Bude Clara Mongstar and
Oh no, another interview.
Take it away.
Snap time. There goes the mics again. Every time, bro.
Ini harus terhenti langkahnya. Tapi Tapi tentunya kali ini sudah posisinya 2 game dimenangkan oleh GEEK Fam. Ini berarti 1 poin kemenangan. Maka kita akan melihat besok rematch Grand Final Season 12 di Season 13. Atau sebaliknya kita akan lihat ini ada perubahan. Apakah EVOS Glory yang akan membalikkan keadaan dan akan bertemu dengan yang sudah menunggunya besok di Grand Final. Kita akan lihat ya bakalan seperti apa.
Yap, karena Fnatic Onyx membutuhkan lawan untuk esok hari di babak Grand Final. Dan kalau melihat keramaian dari hari ini, dari EVOS Fams benar-benar gak henti-hentinya untuk menyerukan yel-yel. Begitu pula dengan GEEK Community. Namun, gak hanya di sini keramaian karena GoPay juga mengadakan nobar di 4 kota besar. Betul sekali, ada di Bandung, Surabaya, Yogyakarta, dan juga Jakarta.
I sent a message to my manager.
Kayaknya penasaran, boleh nih kita lihat gimana keseruan dari GoPay nobar MPL Indonesia Playoff. Nevin.
Di playoff di season yang 13. Hari ini Nevin lagi ada di Depok nih sebagai rangkaian juga dari GoPay Arena Championship untuk rangkaian terakhir. Setelah 1 bulan kemarin kita udah jalan-jalan ke Bandung, terus kita udah ke Surabaya.
Do I watch MMA? I haven't really in a while, man. I used to go watch some of the big fights with my brother at this bar. I made a lot of money off the Ronda Rousey fight. I wish I would have bet money on the fucking the first Nate Diaz-McGregor fight. Oh my god, bro. I called that fight down to the round. I would have made so much money off that fight. I said second round Nate Diaz is going to get this, bro. I swear to God, guys. I swear. I mean, I was kind of joking about it, but I really had a feeling Nate Diaz was going to win that fight. But I was like, yo, I bet Nate Diaz is going to win the second round. Second round. Bro, my left knee hurts for some reason.
Lagi ya untuk babak grand final. Dan untuk hadiahnya bakal ada ratusan juta GoPay coins, ada smartphone dan tiap voting.
No, I haven't watched a big fight in like
Jadi nggak boleh sampai
I haven't watched any fights in like multiple years.
Itu semua langsung aja download sekarang juga aplikasi baru dari GoPay khusus buat gamers. Ada 100 kali gratis transfer per bulan ke rekening manapun. Ada pulsa termurah juga.
Bro, funny story about the Nate Diaz and McGregor fight, right? So my brother's a big Nate Diaz fan. My brother used to do like amateur MMA and stuff. He was fighting to go pro, but had some like health issues and stuff. But he's a big he's a big Diaz brothers fan. And me and my brother, so I am also kind of a Nate Diaz fan. I just like the way he talks smack, and they're monsters of dudes. They're brutal, man. They're the type of guys that it's okay. They have no problem getting their ass kicked, and they have no problem kicking your ass. Like, he's just a fun. It's always a fun fight if you watch Nate Diaz. And I remember watching that fight, and at that time McGregor was like, you know, at his peak. Like everybody was so hype about him, and we're at this bar watching the fight, and everyone is cheering. Everyone is cheering for McGregor. And I remember the moment McGregor gets clipped in round 2 and gets a little shooken up, me and my brother stand up and we're like, go, go. We're like cheering on Nate Diaz. And everyone else in the bar is just quiet, bro. Like, everyone else is just quiet because everyone else was cheering for McGregor. The most awkward moment. Because we were literally like the only 2 people there that are cheering on Nate Diaz.
Dan menjadi raja dari MPL Indonesia Season 13 kali ini. Dan tadi Nevin juga sudah menjelaskan ya, banyak sekali ternyata nobar-nobar. Bukan cuma sekadar nobar, karena banyak juga hadiah-hadiah menarik kalau ikutan aktivitas-aktivitas dari GoPay nobar itu. Ada bisa dapat GoPay gratis, bisa pokoknya tebak-tebak pemenang juga ya Bude.
Benar, semuanya bisa untung. Tapi siapakah yang akan beruntung di game selanjutnya? Karena GEEK Fam hanya membutuhkan 1 poin lagi. Sementara EVOS mereka harus bekerja lebih ekstra jika ingin memenangkan match hari ini. kurang 2 poin lagi. Siapakah yang akan mendapatkan poin di game yang keempat? Mari kita saksikan bersama-sama lagi kelanjutan di final lower bracket.
Bro, Reincarnated as Slime is finally getting the season's picking up. And then
EVOS fams living in
Mushuko
fear
Tensei is also
of GEEK
finally
fams'
picking
reign
up.
with years of subjugation. Now pinning their hopes on this very last game. Will EVOS
excited.
be able to push it to a game 5? Or will the terror once again reign? That is a question that we need to ask and we need to see. Because that was, I feel like, a very, very dominant game from GEEK fam, even if there was a glimpse of hope of comeback for EVOS. And it was so scary. But what is not scary, of course, is watching your team compete in MPL without any lag. And that can be achieved with Games Max Booster. Don't let your gaming session end up being disrupted by lag, causing you to fail to push your rank and not be able to catch up to you know, Ghani's rank, Miracle's rank, or even Reptar's rank. They're up in the leaderboards. You want to catch them down. So to make your gaming session smoother, use Games Max Booster. Prices start from 25,000 rupiah and you can get up to 36 gigabytes of data. That is a lot of data.
Hurry up and buy the package and activate the booster in the Dunia Games app. Now back to the series. One more step for GEEK fam. One more step to Riyadh.
Wow.
EVOS Glory. A mountain to climb, but it is possible still.
I think they need to.
I can't watch Mushuko Tensei. MC is a mentally a middle-aged dude. I don't think he ever actually.
Can adapt to a lot of different situations in.
I think he's of age by the time he starts.
Before they come in randomly, you know, just like we saw earlier, EVOS Glory got ambushed by that so many times. The ultimate choice for gamers with Edith's distinctive sound and gaming mode that takes your gaming experience to the next level. Plus, we got a few more words for you guys that Realize will help you realize.
Get a 10% discount at the Araimo official store at the Orange store with the code ARAIMOMPL. Simply enter the code in the coupon section before checkout. You can unleash unstoppable sound with Araimo. Wow, this will really, really help us, you know, push our ranks. And of course,
I like it though. It's got decent world building.
They'll be able to sneak out that suspenseful music playing before the diversion comes in, and they're like, you know, surprise.
I think if they have this on right now, they'll probably hear boss music because GEEK fam, they have that aura about them right now in the Jakarta International Velodrome.
You know, we're all welcoming you to Jakarta International Velodrome. Welcome to hashtag your everyday venue. After being revitalized for the historic 2018 Asian Games, the Velodrome, managed by Jack Pro, now focuses on expanding its business through sports and entertainment events and now hosting MPL ID Season 13. In addition to esports events like MPL, the Velodrome, initially a cycling stadium, can also be used for various multi-purpose events such as concerts, boxing, school events, corporate gatherings, and
the GEEK girls.
Activations. Your everyday venue for all your needs.
What are your needs, Reptar?
I have a lot of needs. The desire.
Okay, yeah, can I hold my marriage?
Slow down. Ghani, where'd that come from?
Where'd that come from, Ghani? Are you getting married, Ghani?
Ghani?
Just a thought, you know?
What's the first thing that you came up with?
If I'm gonna get married here, I want the EVOS fans to chant for me. Up there.
Well, then you'll have to invite every single one of them to the wedding.
That'll be hype.
Greatest TV series of all
let's talk a little bit
time.
about that first pick, because so far this series, first pick equals to 100% victory. We're talking about how the blue side, the red side has been a massive factor, and now it's the biggest factor it seems, because the Loyi, the chip, that's been a winning condition.
I can't believe that we're just rotating around those heroes. If it's not those, Angela. If it's not that, there's the Moscow. But really, it's just
you know, it's kind of a cop out because it's just so popular, and a lot of people would say it. But Breaking Bad is definitely up there.
It goes so well for a team
I think the main reason for me, the only reason why I might put Breaking Bad as just one of the greatest TV series of all time is mainly because it had a good ending. And so many series just whiffed the ending, man.
We're heading into game 4.
So many series, like
the potential winning game for Geek Fam.
if I think about though a show that I was most hyped for, Game of Thrones definitely up there.
We'll go to a game number 5.
The depths of hell.
It just whiffed the ending. If Game of Thrones would
And it all
have
comes down to this final,
ended
or
well,
possibly final drafting phase.
it would be probably the greatest TV show of all time.
Right up in the cards. What does this indicate?
I don't know if I could put Game of Thrones as number 2, man.
Of course they're gonna go ahead and
They
pick
gave it up.
They did.
Is it LY Ruby, LY Fred?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not against the ending as some people were. I thought it was still decent. But for those who read the books, you just realize that
maybe they want to utilize it.
the ending was
It's
kind of
been flexed
soft.
before, but yeah, so far in the playoffs,
Like there were
it
so
hasn't
many
been flexed.
things that never got
They don't go
answered,
for
so many
Rujay
things
either. They
that
go for Ruby, so
should
still,
have,
those are the
that
two
I don't know, man.
winning factors.
I'm not going to get into it. We can talk about it another time.
Would go ahead and, well, they don't need to pick up their mid laner now, but
Like
I
there were
how
so
they played
many
around
like
the Vexana,
prophecies
having
and
that
just
extra bit of
things
control
that
would go really well.
there was like so much
They wanted
hype
to go
build
ahead and
for
pick
the
up
way
an
that it ended.
EXP laner already for Fluffy, but then again, yeah, they rarely blind pick Fluffy's picks for him, and that Ruby can either go roam or EXP. So they go ahead and pick up the Fred. Oh, but it is the YZ.
Bro, they get the Moskov, huh?
I have a feeling they're backing on this Moskov because this Moskov has been banned for like, I don't know, a few games, and Bronze hasn't been able to get his hands on this, but is it worth it to relinquish?
Yeah, I think the Moskovs.
The Luoyi that has been a problem.
Well, it's like this.
Moskov have some sort of a global presence.
I think being on blue side, you kind of have to pick the Moskov first. Because like Louis, like yes, I think Louis might be the better trade. But Louis is not the better trade if you're going to give up the Moskov and something else.
Hit the Spear of Destruction
Like Moskov Fred,
the teleport, and then you get to that fight.
Moskov Ruby would have been a bad trade for the Louis, man.
Just mass escort a few players to turn around at this advantage fight.
Oh, they actually go for the Barat's pick here. That is also going to be flex. So this is what Geek Fam likes to do. This is what they did against Bigatron Alpha as well with the Ruby and the Barat.
Bro.
The double flex combination now up against EVOS Glory. Definitely going to make them think twice about going for these bans.
Claude Roger band here from
That
EVOS.
signature pick from Clockun. That was one of the picks that gave EVOS such a good
Why do they keep banning this Florin in the second phase?
with the Valentina, but the Florin seems we're never going to be able to see Beloyski on this Florin, at least not in this series.
Yeah, I guess it's just a Beloyski target.
That's great respect for a comp like that. Tigreal ban.
This feels like no matter
The
what,
potential flex of the Ruby and
they,
the Baron. Baron can go EXP jungle. EVOS ban out the Kaja here. Now I wonder if that means
Dilo,
the
I can't with
Kyrie
you.
might be the pickup later on for Chidera or
Dilo,
the Claude.
Some
Matchup-wise,
days
up
you
against
just
the
say some
Moskov,
silly things.
It's going to take a while, but it is going to be the Claude that they go for instead. So they're going to be going for
Isn't
the
Game of
focus,
Thrones
instead.
is like a
They're gonna
Dota
have to make
game?
the most out of the crowd control
I'm
they have
dead.
so
I'm
that,
done. I'm done.
It's going to be a little bit easier.
I'm about to
for
mute you.
Chidera to enter up against a Yuzong, up against a Fred.
I don't know about this, but by the way, last time they pulled out the Bronze Ruby, they went for Ling.
Yeah.
Geek Fam.
That's very interesting choice, but of course an MPL PH data pick and ban rate for the heroes Fredrin, Mathilda Luoyi inheriting the MPL PH season 13 playoffs is at 100%. Renmar, talk to me about this.
Literally every game, every draft, those heroes mentioned were there. If they're not picked, they're banned.
Well, there you go. That's the Minotaur and the Navaria. This combination that we have come accustomed to here in the regular season as well. And Geek Fam, called it. Last time they went for the Barrage Ruby, they went for Ling, and yeah, the setup for the Ling here.
Patterns don't lie.
Yeah, the patterns don't lie, but the pattern this series has been 100%
Let's see.
win rate for the blue side. So will the Ling find success? Ray on the Ling was amazing up against RQ. By the way, fun facts.
Oh wow. I'm so not used to casting Ling games and like trying to think
while,
of it.
huh?
It's been a while. Like I was able to cast last week, but in this stage, in such an important game, up against a lineup.
The drums, boys.
Usually,
The drums are hype.
But the last time I doubted an assassin, Annabelle got MVP in game number 2. Ray will have to pull off a similar
I think
performance
EVOS can handle this, and Navari is definitely a bad pick against the lane. But
the villains, the demons, wanting to hold the hands of the Sky Kings. Will EVOS be able to stop that?
what does FAFO stand for?
They be next?
Fast as fuck,
Reciting
boys!
5 seconds
Is that what it stands for?
Final game.
Fast as fuck!
Against GEEK Fam
Oh!
and EVOS Glory.
It's a man against a devil.
Welcome
Who will
to
come
Mobile
out
Legends.
in game 3? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of dawn.
The heroes who've been able to climb up the mountain in the regular season. 0-4 start to their regular season. Then to climb back up to make it to top 3 in the lower bracket finals. And it's GEEK who stand atop of this mountain once again, looking down. And we have to take a look at the emblems currently for both these teams. For EVOS, it's more or less just the natural items you would go for. Same thing for GEEK Fam, nothing too special. We'll see the sub-emblems here, and this time around, Brands will actually go for the more defensive route with the tenacity. No Master Assassin. In the last 3 games, it's been all Master Assassin for these gold laners. But that may be a little bit of a clue to how EVO's Glory want to utilize this Moskov to participate in these team fights very, very early through the Spear of Destruction.
Yeah, that global presence that Gani was able to mention in the drafting phase, it could probably just, you know, be a significant tool for them to counter the mobility of this Loyi, especially through the diversion, and that could really help that Moskov also excel.
You're
He can join up
offended.
the
I'm
early
offended.
fights and maybe get a killer to funnel the gold into him. Maybe he can.
Would you guys
also
still
itemize
watch
the
if I
first
passed
fight.
out?
But oh, the fight.
Yeah, the setup will force you to use that flicker. Expensive info. No flicker for Turtle.
Slowly but surely, you know, GEEK Fam are just trying to poke them out, and Ray, obviously on this lane, has been able to clear out really,
EVOS can
really
definitely win this
well.
game for sure.
Turtle number 1, though, going to be spawning the same time roughly as that.
Don't get me wrong
purple
though,
buff,
GEEK
so
has
Fam
some
might
win
have to
conditions.
give this away, or maybe they don't.
But 2 of the engagers don't have the flickers ready for this Turtle fight, so that could be game-changing for both. They have to approach this fight systematically, how they want to layer out the chain CC, especially when you have a strong front line in the hands of GEEK Fam. They have Luke as that control. But so does EVOS. They also have Dreams and Annabelle stepping up to the occasion if they need to pull the trigger. And Baloyski now.
Wow.
He's going to be fine. Not
Level
much.
4 yet. Spear of Destruction, though. Connection will not be committed. Take a look at
If I
the
keep
lane.
my eyes closed like this, I will out. I'll be out in 5 minutes.
Now GEEK with 3.
Uh-oh, Annabelle able to get it. Very clean, Luke goes down.
Fluffy claims first the blood, and that is all for that first mute take.
That looked scary. Luke was in that pit, but a clutch Minuan Fury from Dreams was able to just stomp them up, knock them up and down.
So we
and
said so.
EVOS get that first blood and the Turtle.
It depends on how you see
So
it.
there it
right?
is. I asked why
Technically,
GEEK are the
globally,
villains,
for
and
all 5
Arashi said
members,
because
more
they
value
said
for
so.
EVO's Glory that they were able to find a first blood and also the Turtle.
Ah.
But GEEK Fam, Ray, he'll be able to counter jungle to invade so much
They took out.
better with
They're
2
the
purple
villains
buffs
because they
technically, right?
took
So he's
out
already a level
Arashi
ahead earlier.
and
Now Annabelle securing
Arashi
the,
and Mirko's
level,
teams.
equalizing that level lead. But Ray will be able to farm much faster than this Fredrin, especially once we get to the mid game. And GEEK Fam, I think they're relying on that, right? They want to utilize this lane later on.
I get it now.
Oh, good poke there. But for GEEK Fam, going for that 50-50 was
That's why they're
just
the
a bit more of
villains.
Just like they just wanted to delay more than they were actually looking for the Turtle.
You'd usually pick up a Mathilda Barats against a Link to disrupt that, you know, resource that he has. They doesn't seem like they have that extra, you know, disruptiveness compared to the Mathilda Barats, but is it enough to stop the Ling progressing through the game?
I don't think it's enough right now because Ling has been able to free farm, and as you can see, he's just trying to mirror Annabelle's movement all around the map. If Annabelle goes up top, Ray will go down below, trying to go get some farm and maybe even look for a little bit of a cheeky trade or maybe cut the waves together with Luke. But it's A-OK playing it slow for GEEK Fam. They can play it into his late game, but technically so can EVOS.
Well, still calm before the storm. And this second Turtle could be the next battle zone. Baloyski jumping into the bush.
Oh, look at Dreams.
Might be a mistake. Baloyski will not He had a very popular HB and
Oh, Bloisky pops the flicker though.
Green light for EVOS to pull the trigger potentially on towards this turtle. But let's see here. GEEK fam seems like they will not let this go for free. Bloisky still hovering around the top side. Luke spotted out in that mid push. Dream still with the shush play.
Bronze?
NFL will commit on towards the turtle.
Bloisky.
Oh, good. So good take.
Well played by Dreams.
Minotaur takes the turtle now.
Ray pops the retry way too early.
Taking down Fluffy and the rest of EVOS Glory members.
Oh boy, bro.
Find a boy. Clutch defensive diversion. Now they will look for Jadarian top side. Bloisky.
Oh! Bloisky messed that one up.
By Dreams. That will be all.
I was clenching my fist and I was on the edge of my seat when Bloisky
God.
wasn't spot out. Oh.
Again, almost.
That Astral Sphere almost hits that final member. But yeah, Bloisky was fishing for that angle and Brands was just there.
Geek's got to play the split push game, man.
Thankfully he wasn't.
That's their only way here.
That was crazy, right?
They have the Claude and they have the lane.
Seems like GEEK fam have been
and they have
able to
a Luyi. Lots of possibilities to.
That happens again. Oh, bottom lane.
Oh no. We're going to game 5. Ken is on the edge of his seat right now.
No Fluffy means they will get the third bottom side.
Overextension from Fluffy. Not much needed, but again, he does not have much information on where GEEK fam were maneuvering after that initial battle up top with the recalls, but he had to be more careful, I feel like.
I think for Ray as well, though, I'm very, very impressed with how he's able to play out this Ling. I think with the team as well, you can definitely see the communication and the way that they play. They're playing like a unit. Ray has been told to just clear out the bottom lane to delay this purple buff take because he's not really going to be participating in a lot of these team fights earlier. Just go for that turret, then the delayed purple buff, and then it'll probably spawn back in with the turtle later on. So the timing of that is going to be really important, but like we said in the early stage of the game, Ray, the fact that he was able to counter jungle so easily, trade that turtle for a purple buff for the entire top wave, or top creep jungle, he's actually already 2 levels ahead of Annabelle. And as we get to the mid game, he's going to be clearing much, much faster, and he's always going to be soaking in these minion waves in the side lane as well. So for the third turtle, he is online. He is 2 levels ahead earlier, not only 1, but still that's a lead that they want to utilize.
Looking scary. He also has his 2 items ready as a power.
I mean, EVOS isn't too far ahead yet.
And this turtle is looking scary.
They do have a Ling that does scale that hasn't died yet. Oh, Ray, very clean, very clean, very clean. They got to get a kill on Ray or else it's going to become a problem. Tempest the blades down. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my God.
Be down and out. And that is Ray finding the 3 kills.
It's insane how he just maneuvers, bobbing and weaving. The real incarnation of a devil, just slashing through the throats of EVOS Glory.
Scouted to GPX, Ray. Donkey, the world champion, the M1 world champ, said this guy has the potential of Albert. But then everybody continued to say, no. In the MDL, he performed well, but he was inconsistent. In the MPL, he was a sub for Dewa United, not their main jungler. It was Lanaya. On GEEK fam, initially, it looked bad for him, but my goodness, his arc to his retribution has been phenomenal, and he got a triple kill in one of the most important games for GEEK fam. This man's climbed back up. It seems like he's on his own main character arc himself.
Watch for late game. I don't know, man. GEEK also has late game, though.
That fight. The way he just
like now it's definitely a game. It's 1.7 as long as EVOS doesn't let
so got himself the triple kill. That was just game changing.
I know. I don't know why they didn't pressure Ling at all early game. You have a Minotaur and a. It was the same as last game. Like GEEK had
and now they have to
Minnow and Fredrin,
from the depths of hell.
And don't even try to invade. In this game, EVOS has Minnow and Fredrin.
They could just fight
2 boys that can
to, state that they're done, but
bully.
It feels like GEEK fam will not stop with the ball rolling in their court.
No, they won't. GEEK fam have a 2.4k gold lead. This mid game is theirs. It's a Luyi. It's a Ruby.
Oh no. Oh no.
The Dragon, what will he do?
Oh, nice Petri, but the rest of the team's not there.
To take him down.
Brands.
Set down. Will not get more though. 2-4-1 still in favor for.
You have to be careful because EVOS still has this Moskov slowly creeping in, and that could be where he has the angle to carry the fights, because this Moskov could be a threat in the late game. Late game Moskov is one of the hardest heroes to play against. You have that macro presence, split pushing, and you also have that global presence, that ultimate that you could always pop up, and the mobility just makes him harder to catch.
Usually you would not go in a fight like that up against a team that has a 2.4k gold lead with your jungler already 4 levels below Ray, who got taken out instantly in the fight. You wouldn't engage on that. But why did they do it? Ranz is already on his item Power Spike. He has the 3 attack speed items already. He's building towards that Wind of Nature, and once he does, Ray won't even be able to fully threaten this guy in the back line.
Get clock on the purple buff.
He's going to be playing in the center of these team fights, spacing. And now it's time for Brands to flip that coin, baby. Once again, the most volatile player that we have in MPL ID, definitely. Mr. Bombastic or Mr. Fantastic. That's the 2 sides of the coin.
Not more, not less. This time he has to show up probably as Mr. Fantastic, and for EVOS it is getting harder for them to rile into GEEK Fam diversion towards top side. While Ray's waiting, good scout!
Good call.
Clockman reads it. This time, he hears the suspenseful music playing in his ears.
Shout out Oraimo.
Oraimo!
Perfect timing, man. Right as we told them to get the Oraimo, it seems they have listened. That's one of the ways Clockman have improved from the previous game. Beloy, very, very aggressive maneuvers here by GEEK Fam, but EVOS Glory doing a very good job at slowing down this tempo. And again, this is what the Moskov gives to the team. Oh, whoa, Annabelle?
Like last time, though. This time,
oh.
Firepower. Perhaps Kataloyski out now with the help of Fluffy.
Brands comes in.
GEEK Fam, they are running for the hills. Good.
Be able to get the kill here. Well played. Chidera. Brands backs up. Good spacing. Annabelle goes down. That's tough.
Goodness, weird angle, but he finds it. Fluffy backs away with a furious dive. Chidera boy still wants blood here. Fluffy might be the target.
Oh, no.
Conversion will not be committed, but GEEK Fam again finds a mark.
GEEK Fam successful in their re-engage. They were crumbling in that early stages of the fight. Fluffy was carrying it all the way through until GEEK Fam decided to re-engage. Now the Lord set in their eyes.
Slowly but surely utilizing the resources depleted by EVOS Glory, and now it's a free Lord to the Geeks. See Halberd for Ray now. And my god, the layering of damage, the way that they were able to get out of a forced engage by EVOS Glory, wanting to use that window of opportunity.
Looking rough for EVOS.
Connected the Spear of Destruction, and also Brands, who has gotten the Wind of Nature. He's on the way to the Rose Gold Meteor right now, so he will not have the Malefic Roar. That's a bit more of a defensive.
If GEEK wins this game, I swear to God, they better put up a fight against Sonic.
A boy is a threat that keeps on growing. He already has a Divine Glaive and the Bloodwing, so he's extremely.
We need at least a 6-game series for Grand Finals.
As well. EVOS have not been able to touch him.
Oh, this Lo Yi again, just looming from the shadows, becoming the real demon inside EVOS's heads.
5,000 gold lead between the junglers.
Wow, that's surmountable. And now is GEEK Fam knocking in the doorsteps of EVOS, maybe also knocking in the doorsteps.
I know
of
EVOS
MSC.
didn't. Whoever wins it.
Attempt. Good dodge as well. GEEK Fam still on the offense with the Lord. Top lane, low HP, but it seems like GEEK Fam will not be hasty to take that turret down. And for now, EVOS Glory, they have hold the line.
Chidera full items, and it will get real scary because Cloud is also a late game threat, especially when you can dive to the backline and you have Gray just disrupting the formation of the frontliners. And then you have a boy just dishing out the burst damage casually. So it is all going to be, EVOS on high alert, scouting out the players of GEEK Fam.
Nah, Ken does pretty good on guesses,
GEEK Fam now going back to their
but his
roots.
favorite teams never make it. That's the problem.
Game #3 that granted them the victory.
He does good
Once
on
they have the
guesses.
lead, they hold on to it. Oh, Dreams!
Should almost melt him down, and Bloisky though will be caught by
Okay.
this Russian
Okay.
block. Secures the kill. 5v4.
Oh, man. Oh, no. They're sandwiched.
The blade onto his backside. Fluffy falls as well. Now it's going to be a 3v2. 3v3. 4v3.
Good dash. Good
What?
dash.
A boy dealing damage onto his Annabelle. Annabelle has the space to back away, and GEEK. What a fight.
What an engage. It was so scrappy all over the place, but again, GEEK come out as the victors of that skirmish. Brands looked like he was able to carry that fight through, but there came Ray, there came a boy. Clocken was that, and the backline Ray was so good on his target prioritization.
The #1 enemy of that Moskov, man, is when you fight from the... Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness.
There you
Brands
go.
was going for the minion waves, and he almost just killed Chadera. That would have been the best timing for EVOS Glory to get a kill. 10 seconds for the Lord now, but going back to my point, the #1 enemy of the Moskov is spacing, and it's so easy to space up against a Moskov, very short range, and GEEK fam were able to do that, by the way, in that team fight. I hope we get the replay, but Luke, Detona's welcome. Flickers forward to get the spit, to get a two-man stun. Unfortunately, no one was there to follow it up, but dude, you don't...
What a delay, what a buffer.
Luke, I know you're crazy mechanically, but you don't need to make all the Barats users in the world insecure like that, bro. You made this Barats look like a lapu-lapu. What the heck?
It's just diving to the backlines of EVOS. Now, of course, pinning their hopes on this Lord take. Annabelle just trying to scout it out, but I don't think they have the damage. I don't think they have the capabilities to fight this out. Maybe they can hope for something to happen, but it seems like GEEK fam will be able to lay claim solely on this Lord. And it looks like even Brands down bottom still clearing the side waves, conceal play, looking for something.
The thing is, GEEK fam can constantly just pull back and forth. They don't need to look for an engage. They don't need to look for a desperate play. They have Ling in the bottom lane, and they have so much poke. They have so much damage as well. Here in this game, GEEK fam are constantly just providing those forced errors towards EVOS Glory. And for the Moskov Brands, he's even sold his boots for the Haas Claw. So at this point, it's all in or nothing for EVOS Glory. This might be the final Lord of the game, but it's a 17-minute Lord. Technically, EVOS Glory can still defend from an enhanced one. And I think that's why GEEK fam are taking their time. There's no real reason for them to go for the enhanced Lord, to then push with the enhanced Lord to just get these base turrets, because usually, normally, you would always want to get the base turrets in the side lane, use the Lord to get that advantage, so that you can constantly push those waves or have that super minion wave slow pushing in the bottom lane. But you already have a Ling, so that's automatically pushing anyways. You have a Finch poised to rotate, and GEEK fam now, technically, they're just waiting for the 18-minute. They're so patient and Ray. Oh my goodness!
Go, Ray. That's it, bro. That's it, bro. No, Brands is still up. Brands is still up. Fluffy. Okay. Okay.
What a defense, what a recovery, and what a read.
Oh my God, there they go. This could be the monumental moment where EVOS are looking for. GEEK fam, they made the deal with the devil. EVOS, they are bargaining with the devil.
See Chadera dealing damage towards Annabelle. He has the immortality though. Misses the shot by Claw. Now let's see here, GEEK trying to stabilize without two members. EVOS still stands with 5.
No retry.
Annabelle, no retribution, but has the immortality. They might bluff this Lord take. Let's see a boy, Chadera and Luke repositions. Good engage.
Okay, Brands, you're targeting a minion. You're targeting a creep. There you go. There we go, boys. Brands, unload, unload. Don't stop. All right, maybe back up. Ray's back in it. Okay, Luke down. Brands is down. Brands is down. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Where's your damage? Claw Kun. Find Ray. Find Ray. Lock it. This is the shot that matters. Okay. You needed that one.
Merciless.
A snipe from downtown towards the depths of hell. And the demon exterminated. Lord still 50-50, but it looks like it's on towards EVOS's pockets.
No jungler.
They have the numbers.
That was the most important shot of their life right there.
Has the immortality.
Take him out. Take him out.
But EVOS Glory just jumps on him like he's nothing. Chadera and a boy will try to hold the line.
Flip the coin, you get Mr. Fantastic, and Chadera!
Oh, blazing the wax, Black Dragon form invested as a defense. And with that, GEEK again looking to restabilize.
What a snipe, Clock Hunt. Phenomenal plays from the secret weapon, a diversion, a desperate attempt.
Oh my goodness,
Oh no, 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 no. Minoan's Fury, Minoan's Fury. Brands is there, Brands is there, Brands is there, Brands is there, Brands is there.
Hitting, munching every member of a GEEK fam. They're the kings of hell, but their man, the people's champion. Face to it falls with the 6th man.
They can pull it off, they can pull it off, they can pull it off. End it.
Dismantled.
Brands, just hold position. Hold position. Focus, 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 focus.
The villains.
Well done, boys.
The demons tamed, exterminated, vanquished. The voice of the people still behind the heroes. 1 foot out of the hell. Another
Bro,
still inside it.
This storyline is ridiculous. Can we be real?
To the final game as they equalize 2-2.
It's anybody's game.
The storyline's a little out of control.
With small plays here and there. You flip the coin, you get Mr. Fantastic. In a desperate fight, you get the secret weapons of the Tigers. You get Claw. Clockun. Brands, every single member on the team. It was a team effort, but my goodness gracious. How did they do it?
They flipped the coin at the same time. GEEK fam saw one play, one chance to take Brands out of the equation. Brands, Mr. Fantastic, buying the immortality in time. And it started a domino effect where the fires of hell were quenched out and hell has frozen over in this frozen wasteland. The final slot of Indonesia will be decided in one final chance.
What better way to decide than with one final game? Taking advantage of that overcommitment. We mentioned that they didn't need to take the risk. They could have played it slow with the way it's constantly slow pushing, with them having control of the Lord, with them waiting for the Evolved Lord. Yet they tried. The greed is still there, and it definitely will be a deadly sin for them if that is what costed them this series.
God, please,
But
I'll
still,
never
the
sin
pattern-
again.
The pattern has not lied. Blue side, 100% win rate.
Such a paradoxical approach. We were talking about how GEEK fam was so disciplined, not needing to just rush down the Lord. But again, inside of them, that greed still looms. And for EVOS, hell is a cold place on earth. And still the ticket for MSC lies between them.
EVOS glory, man. They're a believer. They do not care if Beloyski is the king of hell this time. 2 apiece. What a series.
I'm speechless. I've never been able to.
Bro, I'm not going to be able to. I got to be at work in 15 minutes.
The EVOS fam, the EVOS community, the moment they saw Brands got
Why do I have to have a job, guys?
Non-stop noise. It
Why?
was non-stop cheering because they knew that they had the momentum.
Why do I have to have a
GEEK
job?
fam completely lost it.
Work sucks.
But of course, going to our MVP by Samsung Galaxy S24 series, someone that we
Sleep? Bro, I go to work in an hour. I'm not sleeping.
8-1-9 as a Navaria.
I gotta go get dressed and leave.
We're just straight out of heaven.
There's one thing about landing these shots on targets that have been revealed by an Astral Echo.
Imagine your boss watch your stream.
There's a whole other level to you
Resign?
reading
Should I
out
quit, guys?
diversions, stopping these plays from happening, shooting them down, blind to execute them in their own turrets. What the heck? The
Call for
savior of
emergency
EVOS
leave?
might be their own claw.
Nah, bro, I can't.
Scratching back against GEEK fam.
Stream it at work.
That's just great game sense. Otherworldly game
I might have
sense
to pregame
use
nap.
the Star Shatter at the right time as you mentioned, the
I'm having an
stop
LB.
rotations,
What's
the
an
stop
LBM? A bowel
engagements,
movement?
end-to-land
A large
kills.
bowel
That's why
movement?
Novaria is such a powerful pick all over
Boss, what's the
world.
emergency? It's game 5, lower bracket.
Read the map
I'll
and
be there
engage his
soon.
opponent.
What a performance, man, from Clockwood. This guy deserves this player of the game for sure.
I'm really hoping I already sent him.
continues.
I'm
This
really
is
hoping I get a
tough
message in the
road
next
for Geek Fam
10
for
minutes.
sure.
That's like,
But for EVO's glory, the momentum is certainly
that's like,
on their
yo,
side. I don't know if you guys can hear it. You guys probably can from our
you're
mics,
good.
but the
Don't come in
crowd,
this morning.
the EVO's fans,
but I
they
don't think
are
it's gonna happen.
shaking Jakarta International Velodrome with their celebrations 2-2, and it all started early on where they were able to get a fight here and there, but then Geek Fam threw those invades slowly but surely, utilizing the Ling in the mid game with that faster clear compared to the Fredrin to get a massive lead, and that was really
Damn it, Bobby.
what enabled Ray to find these crazy moments in these team fights. Then again, also get that triple kill, definitely a highlight in the game. But as fast as he got that triple kill was as fast as EVOS took the spotlight. Brands, you flip the coin, you get Mr. Bombastic sometimes, but when it lands
man,
on
what a whiff.
Fantastic, you get plays like this.
What
the
a
most
whiff.
volatile player. People can call him the gold standard, but sometimes he can be the gold standard. And then they collapse continuously. Geek Fam were corralled into the chaos of the Tigers.
Geek Fam, the moment they knew that the game was out of their hands and it was straight up even, after that they couldn't catch Brands, it looked like they were disconnected. They were red. They were greedy. They were desperate.
Yeah.
This was like the ultimate sign as well to try and surprise EVOS Glory to get their own purple buff. They couldn't even do that. And then EVOS just ran away with it. Geek Fam talked about a mental game, but EVOS Glory showed a next level mental game to claw themselves back to force a game number 5.
Wow. That
I
was
don't know what my
the bad
count
side of
number
Greek
is.
that ate them up from the inside. And Geek Fam, they're back to square one. It's all 2-2. The final game for that grand final spot and the ticket to MSC. Road to Riyadh. And the EVOS fans are up on their feet.
Everybody's up on their feet, even the Geek Fam fans. I think that game, even I and Reptar, we were jumping back and forth, tapping each other up during these team fights.
I had to hold Miracle down because he was this close to jumping on his chair. I didn't want him to get injured.
Arc
But
Central.
sometimes I feel like I should have let him because, damn, the hype of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh man, let's take a look at the emblems again, man, because that inspired for the Fredrin early on. Try to level the farming speed, I would say, of Ling on, or Ray on that Ling. And Minotaur early on with the firmness and the tenacity, he just wanted to tank up so much of the damage output that Geek Fam can provide towards them in that early game. And actually it did happen. EVO's Glory were able to weather the storm of the mid game. And even towards the late game where Geek Fam, they have so many more angles to attack. They have a diversion, they have a Finch poise, they have so many tanks and damage too with Chadera. And EVO's Glory, they waited. They just stayed, they just waited. And Geek Fam, the greed came back up.
Took over way too much. That was a situation where, as casters, we would talk about that for EVOS Glory, their best chance is to make the most out of a Geek Fam mistake. And we thought it would never come again. The discipline that brought them into that massive lead that they had came from the fact that they knew they had two heroes that if they maximized a late entry, extended a team fight, waited for the right time, the Ling, the Claude, to turn around an EVOS Glory attempt when they would go all in around the Yuzhong, around the Moskov. That's how Geek Fam built that lead. They played around those two. But once that slipped, once they let go of that discipline and gave EVOS Glory just a little bit of a window to turn the game around and retake control, that's when we felt the Novaria. That's when we felt the tankiness of a late game Fred that finally got the catch up in items, and the Minotaur as well, and of course a late game Moskov.
I think we'll have to draw comparisons now.
I have to set up this account.
Ray on the Ling, right? Because for Ray, for the most part in the regular season, it feels like he just doesn't suit the utility role because he's so used to playing those assassins, the Fanny, the Ling.
Yeah.
And Annabelle, we know now that, his assassins are godly, but the fact that he can swap the style instantly in a blink of an eye with the Fredrin completely selfless compared to when he was on Lancelot where he was completely selfish. You need to be selfless at the times that, like these times. And Annabelle always was ready to sacrifice. He was up there in front. He took the initiation to his own hands. He knows that Fluffy needs to wait for that Black Dragon form to follow up through Geek Fam's back and forth. That adaptation from EVO's Glory, because early on, Geek Fam were always able to outmaneuver EVO's Glory because the Black Dragon form has always been used to initiate.
Yeah.
Once they got the hold of that, man, it was perfect. Annabelle was the one who started it up. Geek Fam were then forced to retaliate, and by that time, the Black Dragon form comes in, catches them off guard in those team fights. But obviously, it has to start around with that mistake that Reptar mentioned. The fact that Geek Fam, why did they take that fight, right? I mean, in the bottom lane, it looked so good for Geek Fam. 6.5k gold lead, a very unnecessary jump. But that's the risk you take. You either wait for the long game, where the Moskov and Navaria will you know, slowly but surely become even scarier threats.
Yes.
Or you try to take the game into your own hands. And that's what they try to do, and that's what they fail to do.
They're also juggling the side lanes, trying to activate Ray, and knowing well that Brands has to respond to that. But again, props to EVOS's resilience on how they were able to weather the storm. I mean, that play, these little minute details that they did to ensure that they had a chance to come back towards what was a disastrous mid-game, mid to late game even. But look at that goal difference. It was so surmountable for Geek Fam, but EVOS just tamed it down. Wow.
It's a late.
It is a late. A deep one, a trench.
Yeah, EVOS won with the Geek Fam gold lead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. EVOS won with the gold lead still being in the hands of Geek Fam.
That's why.
Well, they ultimately equalized to the end, but you don't see the red spike at all towards the end. It was a Geek Fam game. It was their game to lose. It was their game to win. It was all, oh my God, man. Can we get a replay of that game for Game 5? I just really hope that Game 5 isn't anticlimactic, right? Because usually when I have a Game 4 like this, the mental usually is gone for the team that loses, especially in a comeback fashion like that. But back to the pattern, blue side 100%.
I gotta go get dressed, boys.
A bit more about this because it's getting to a point where it's ridiculous. You know, it happens once, twice, 3 times, and then now 4. So is blue side that detrimental?
Could be. It looks like. It's interesting because Geek Fam with the control on the red side. It's like, if ever Geek Fam go on the red, I wouldn't be so quick to say that EVOS will win game number 5. Because they were able to draft a lineup, even with the Ling, and play it really well to the point where they controlled majority of that game coming from the red side. Majority of the series, blue side has almost dominated an entire game. So if ever it's still blue side EVOS, red side Geek, then I wouldn't be surprised if Geek Fam will keep it competitive. Because now we saw that teams are willing to give specific picks up. Geek Fam willing to play Assassins to let Ray shine. EVOS willing to play more traditional style lineups and bide their time. At this point, we know these two teams with the wide hero pools now both have wide play styles, wide senses of discipline and how they want to approach the game. That maybe surprises are in order for game number 5. Maybe 1 for each side.
Oh, I need a scientific breakdown on why blue side is just so good, so efficient. There isn't a scientific explanation when you're asking that, and I feel like that really just, you know, was in the shoulders of EVOS Glory. But of course, the ticket to Riyadh still floating between those two. But we'll take it to the stage for an interview with Budi Clara Mongstar and Monica Cole. Take it away.
EVOS Glory memasuki game yang kelima di sini, semakin ramai pula dengan super fans yang ada.
Betul sekali, super fans di sini baik EVOS fans dan juga Geek Community di sini sudah berkumpul untuk memberikan semangat. Tapi tentunya ada juga yang datang jauh-jauh dari Malaysia untuk sama-sama menyaksikan MPL Indonesia Season 13 Playoff hari ini. Selamat datang, ada Brolan dan juga Abang Lord dari Todak Malaysia.
Keluarga Serumbun kita hadir. Ini kali pertama kah? Sangat senang. Tapi kalau Abang Lord bagaimana merasakannya?
Indonesia nak jumpa Bude.
Akhirnya udah jumpa.
Halo. But we're happy. Kita senang banget bisa kedatangan Toda ke sini karena kita adalah keluarga serumpun. Sering sekali bertemu di international event juga, tim Indonesia dan juga Toda. Sebagai perwakilan Malaysia yang hampir nggak pernah absen dari Toda. Jadi memang rivalitasnya sangat ketat. But, I want to ask you, serius, kesini kita lihat story-story Toda kayaknya selain merasakan MPL, ada yang lain ya?
Ya, saya harus akui kedatangan kami di sini sebenarnya kami ingin bersahabat dengan semua MPL team yang berada di Indonesia sebab bagi saya Malaysia Indonesia kita berada. Kan? So saya juga di sini sebenarnya adalah untuk scouting. Kami sedang memantau beberapa pemain yang berada dalam list kami untuk kami bawa pulang bermain di MPL Malaysia juga. Jadi itu tujuan kami di sini.
Wow, Bude, ini gak salah denger ya. Jadi ternyata mau scouting gak sih ngelirik pemain-pemain player MPL Indonesia mau dibawa sama Brolan sama Abang Lord ke Malaysia. Kan tadi katanya udah lirik-lirik. Abang Lord udah ada berapa banyak nih yang mungkin jadi perhatiannya Abang Lord?
Panjang senarainya sebab there is a lot of good talents di Indonesia. So basically apa yang saya boleh bagi tahu di sini, there will be a superstar that we gonna bring home to Malaysia.
Superstar?
Yeah.
Oh, superstar? Oh, we're so excited. Kita shock sih. Ini siapa nih superstar player Indonesia yang akan dibawa oleh Todak ke Malaysia? Apakah ini ide dari Brolan atau para player Todak nih?
Ya, kami dah mempertimbangkan perkara ini sejak dari sebelum ni lagi. Tapi kami rasa kali ni kami betul-betul nak buat perubahan ni dan kami rasa kami memang perlu reach out our brothers here from Indonesia.
Reach out brothers serumpun, keluarga serumpun di Indonesia. Tapi ada yang menarik yang mau kita lihat bersama nih. Apakah itu?
Nah, The Kingslayer versus People Champions. Kita
Alright,
melihat
guys.
dua tim ini mungkin dari
Alright,
Brolan dan
guys.
juga kita tahu sendiri ini dua tim yang punya banyak superstar juga. Dan how do you see the game, the match?
Fantastic match, best of 5, all the 5 matches going to happen. Soalannya?
How do you see them? Is there any superstar that you want to bring? Ada superstar yang mau dibawa?
Ada dalam ini ada.
Oh, wow.
Ada dalam list.
Yeah.
Oh, ada dalam list ya Bude. Itu
I gotta go to work,
skills-skillnya.
skis.
Tapi ini kan saat ini kita melihat ini ada The Kings,
Good luck.
ada Geek Fam,
Good
dan
luck,
juga
Ken.
People's Champion, EVOS Glory. Boleh dong.
Good luck to the Geek fans. May the best team win.
Abang Lord, mungkin
It's down to the line.
Kan posisinya udah
I think we can truly say that the
game point ya. Kira-kira
whoever
bakal
wins
apa nih?
earned it.
Siapa yang akan menjadi
Definitely earned it.
perwakilan Indonesia?
Sebelum saya ke sini, there is a video
Blah, blah,
viral
blah.
on TikTok by EVOS fans. So I'm here for EVOS.
Abang Lord for EVOS, satu suara. Tapi kalau dari Brolan?
Of course, kami akan satu hati juga. Saya juga turut bersama EVOS malam ini.
Sama-sama Bude Clara ya. Ini EVOS, memilih EVOS. Why?
For us, EVOS is since M1 we have already faced EVOS. I think, and even the fans are very close to me at a point. Sekarang ni kan.
My cat is not named Harris. Her name is Dory.
Saya mungkin sebab itu. Voting for EVOS.
All right, I'm out.
Yes,
See you later, guys. Much love.
Juga dari komunitas EVOS-nya, mereka mendukung EVOS. But
BTK is Cloud9.
What to say for the last word from Kodak?
Bagi saya kedua-dua tim sebenarnya